Your high heels are so loud. My dad is a light sleeper. I got my very own room and tons of free food. What's your favorite juice? We've got mango and apple and guava and apple. So many fucking fruits. My mom buys pizza rolls for me. Can you believe this shit is free? Welcome to my parents' house. King must have his castle. That's my grandma's basset house. He's such a sassy rascal. Aren't you moving? Parents' house. We're gonna bring the funk tonight. Get in the top bunk tonight. Drop and thump that junk tonight. Like a 360 dunk tonight. Mom's cake is chocolate chunk tonight. This party's getting crunk tonight. We're sparking up that skunk tonight. Cause I know disco hot tonight.
Danny,
Mom, sorry. Everything's fine.
you need to go to bed.
Okay, good night. Welcome to my parents' house. Let's use our inside voices. Shh. Sometimes my mom just hangs around to make sure I make good choices. Hit it! Welcome to my parents' house. Welcome to my parents' house. Parents' house. Welcome to my parents' house. Parents' house. Dad, I'm supposed to have the downstairs to myself today. Parents' house. Get out of here! I said I'm on a date. Parents' house. You always do this when it says company over. Parents' house. And you ate all the ham in the fridge and you said you wouldn't. Parents' house. Yes, it's a girl. What happened? Parents' house. Parents' house. Sometimes I wish I was even more awesome than I already am. What would my life be like if I turned that shit up to 11 out of a possible 5?
Ninja Brian, hand me my cloak, and my staff, and my horn, and that thermos of soup. I'm hungry but also thirsty, and you can kind of like eat and drink soup at the same time. Let's go! Woo!
Riding straight out of your imagination, using my magic to fight against crime, destroying evil with powers most awesome, protecting the weak almost all of the time, but not on Sundays. Game of Thrones is on. Now is the time for a man of conviction. The world needs a hero, and I am that guy.
Look! Who is that masked man?
That's Ninja Brian, but shut up about him. Let's focus on me, because
I am the unicorn wizard, riding for justice on a comet of stars. With the help of my sidekick, Princess Anja, I'm more awesome and smarter than I already are. I am the unicorn wizard. My spells are amazing and my reflex is quick. My horn is my strength and my strength is my power, and my power is my horn, and my horn is my dick.
here's your opportunity to stop listening if this song got too amazing for you. No? Okay.
My life is a party, yes, a supermodel's operation. My mood is a total success. Each day I invent a new form of karate that changes the way that Japan views the West. Now that's progress. Then we retire to the chamber of passion, bathed in a pool of strawberries and cream. The strawberries rum and its foliage and the cream travels places you can't even dream.
Ugh, I think I just dreamed it.
How was it? Amazing? You mean astounding? Yeah, you do.
I am the unicorn wizard, just like Danny Saxbang, I'm handsome stream. I was the unicorn wizard.
Oh, shut up.
Unicorn wizard.
I said shut up.
You shut up.
Hey everybody!
Hi.
Hi!
Hi.
Hi!
Hello, you.
Hi, hello you! We are here with another episode of the DisasterCast, and hopefully today will be the last stream of No More Heroes 2, because we're only like 3 more bad guys left.
I got 11 pages of notes. Hopefully that fills up all the time.
It should. I can't think of why it wouldn't. Yeah, I say hopefully just because, as I mentioned earlier on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, by the way. As I mentioned earlier on Twitter, I basically, quote-unquote, finish games on stream at about the same rate as Disney, quote-unquote, introduces its first openly gay character.
So you're censored in China?
Yes. Probably, actually.
One kitty.
Oh yeah, One Kitty, is hosting. Thank you very much. So yeah, hey everybody. We are going to hop on into No More Heroes. Also, really quick, before we do that, a little bit of housekeeping. Let's go ahead and do this and get it out of the way. I'll make the announcements again at the end of the stream, but, tomorrow, I'll be streaming with Minx. Not quite sure what we're going to be doing, but I'm sure it's going to be stupid, because that's kind of our MO.
Yeah.
So, me and Minx tomorrow. Next week, our DisasterCast is going to be 1 hour later than normal.
That's the true disaster.
It is the true disaster. So instead of 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time due to a commitment that I have that Sunday morning. So that's there you go.
It's all Bird's fault. I have no life.
Everything is my fault. Yeah, Kayla has no life. It's just me. Everything is my fault. But, you know, Kayla puts up with it because I replaced the shower head this morning, so, you know.
I did your laundry.
Technically, I did the laundry, you just folded it.
I did the worst part of it for you.
That is absolutely true. You did do the worst part, because I fucking hate folding laundry.
And I'm good at it.
You are really good at it.
I can fold a fitted sheet, goddammit.
She can. It's like her fucking superpower. It's crazy.
Nick Fury, call me.
Call me, boo. Alright, so let's get on into No More Heroes, and Kayla, what are we going to be learning about today?
Ghosts, gaps, and Glasgow.
Did you, like, write that out ahead of time?
I have been thinking for the last 24 hours of alliteration I could do for these.
That actually does make me very happy, and I'm very proud of you. I just want you to know that.
Yay, someone has to be.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have the Quintinshill rail disaster from 1915. We have the Eastern Airlines Flight 401.
Mm-hmm.
That was in the 1970s. And we have the Tacoma Narrows Bridge disaster, which was in the 1940s.
I've set up the next ranked battle.
We also have our next ranked battle.
The top 3 are pretty tough. Just try not to die, okay?
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to die, though. Like, try not to
that
die.
like?
Oh, wow, what a great idea. I never thought of that. I never would have thought to just, like, try not to die. Also, Jean has lost all of the weight she needs to lose, and now I can't play with her anymore. And that makes me so sad.
Jean!
I'm sad. Okay, anyway.
I'm sad in general.
Yeah, but, like, now there's even more reason to be sad. There's, like, a tangible reason, you know? Can't really argue with that reasoning, can you?
Well, see, my thing is, like, I'm pretty sure my therapist agrees my reasons are pretty tangible.
Well, tangible to people who are not therapists. People who don't understand mental health.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So tangible from an idiot's perspective.
So tangible from your perspective.
Fuck off.
You set up the joke.
Fuck off.
You set it up.
Fuck off.
You set it up.
talk about something breaking, please.
Okay, do you want to hear about the train, about the bridge, or about the plane?
You know what? If there's a ghost plane, let's save that shit for last, because that sounds like that's just gonna be the delicious dessert of this whole thing.
Okay.
So I think we have a request for the train first, so I guess let's start with
that's the longest one.
Okay. How about we which one's the shortest one?
Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
Okay, let's start with the bridge to whet our appetite. Let's dig into the train part, because we haven't had a train disaster in a little while, and then we'll finish up with ghosts on a plane.
Okay.
I've had it with these motherfucking ghosts on these motherfucking planes. Anyway.
Okay, so since we're going to talk about the Tacoma Narrows Bridge, I'm going to go ahead and put a little video in the tragedy topics in the Discord.
Please join our Discord. ! Discord for the link to the Discord. Everyone is welcome. Come hang out with the cool kids. And also join our Discord if you want.
Yeah. I mean, we're not the cool kids, but I mean, we're interesting at least.
I'm pretty cool.
Did your mom tell you that?
No, she hasn't spoken to me in years, so it'd be very difficult for her to tell me that.
True. Anyway, the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. So a whole bunch of what happened is explained by the very shitty job that was done to basically build this bridge.
Oh, okay, so that kind of knocks a lot of it out of the way immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like, the actual disaster of the bridge is like 4 lines of my notes.
Look, I did it in very little time. Yay me. Okay.
Okay. So, there was a lot that went into choosing what bridge was going to connect the Tacoma area and the Kitsap Peninsula in Washington State. The Tacoma Chamber of Commerce went through a whole bunch of people for engineering, and they actually funded studies throughout the 1920s to find out what bridge would be best before they finally settled on a suspension bridge.
Whoa. They actually talked to experts about this before they did it?
Oh, don't worry, that's gonna seem like a moot point in just a minute.
Oh, okay, good. I got really scared for a minute there. I was like, wait a minute. If everyone is competent, then how can I laugh at this? Then it's just sad.
The wind blew the Tacoma. Oh, lunatic goose. First of all, spoilies.
Spoiler alert.
Second off, yeah, pretty much. So one engineer who was consulted but ultimately did not build the bridge was David B. Steinman. He actually went on to make the Mackinac Bridge in Michigan that still stands today.
Yeah, I was just about to ask if that bridge, I was about to be like, okay, but is that bridge still standing?
That bridge very much is still standing. So Steinman actually made several visits to the site where the bridge was going to go, and he did present a preliminary proposal in 1929, but the chamber booted him out by 1931 because they felt he wasn't working hard enough to get financing for the bridge. Because that was one of the big issues, was they didn't have the money for it.
I think I might see the direction that this story is going in.
You think that, but...
Oh, okay.
So, in 1938, as a little side note, at a meeting for the American Society of Civil Engineers, while the bridge was being actually built, Steinman said that the bridge would be a failure, and he said this while the designer of the bridge was in the audience. And he knew he was there.
Dude just straight up was just like, yeah, no, buddy, you're wrong. And I was straight up telling you, god damn.
Steinman's
I aspire to that.
Cold.
I aspire to that level of cold emotionlessness.
I mean,
emotionlessness.
You're halfway there.
Living on a prayer.
Yeet bridge expert. I mean, honestly, yeah. So, on top of this, in 1937, Washington created the Washington State Toll Bridge Authority, and they appropriated about $5,000 in 1937 money to study the request between Tacoma and Pierce County to see if the bridge should even fucking exist.
So when you say in 1937 money, like how much money would that be nowadays?
Like 20-something thousand.
Okay.
Yeah. But
and
they appropriated all this money just to have a study to see if the bridge should even exist.
I mean,
before we even had
Yeah.
the bridge.
feels like, yeah, it does feel like there's an awful, like, it's really weird because normally the issues here are usually the result of not studying enough. And now it's almost like we're going in, it's like the pendulum swinging really hard in the other direction now.
Just wait.
Okay.
So, you should be noticing a pattern that financing for the bridge was a big fucking problem.
Yeah.
The tolls on the bridge wouldn't bring in enough revenue, and more money was being spent on buying out the ferry contract from a private firm running business on the Narrows. So, on top of having to buy the materials to build the bridge, they had to buy the contract of a company to run the ferries and the boats underneath the bridge,
Okay.
because it was owned by a private company.
They're literally just like, this is the room of bridges. They're just fuck. God damn it. This is like the room of bridges. They're just like, okay, what can I keep throwing money at right now?
Yeah. So, engineer Clark Elridge, he was the one who came up with the preliminary suspension bridge design for the Tacoma Narrows Bridge.
Okay.
So he put in this request, and this called for the WTBA, the Washington Toll Bridge Authority, to request $11 million from the Public Works Administration for the bridge to be built.
Okay.
So, preliminary design, it was going to take $11 million. However, Eldridge reported that, I'm using big air quotes here, Eastern Consulting Engineers, i.e. his buddy Lean Moisa, who built the Golden Gate Bridge, said they only needed about $6 million to build it instead.
Wait, what? So they offered him $11 million, and it was like,
No, the WTBA was like, okay, we're looking at your sketch. Based on all the information we have, it would take about $11 million to build this right.
and then he's like, no, my buddy says we only need $6 million.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I definitely see where things started
I mean,
to go wrong.
his buddy did build the Golden Gate Bridge. So it has some credibility, but at the same time, it's just his buddy saying this.
Yeah, I would kind of be like, can I see your, can I crunch your numbers on that one?
Yeah. So they only requested this much because they argued that their version of the suspension bridge would not require as much material as the
Oh,
standard
God.
one.
Yeah, here we go. All right, now it's starting to sound like a disaster cast. Like, hang on, how can we cut corners on this? Like, now it's like, okay, see, now I'm settling into the comfortable, well-worn, and slightly stained underpants that I'm used to in the disaster cast.
See, that's why I fold your laundry. So, on top of this, they were able to get an additional $1.6 million for the revenue that the tolls would produce once the bridge was built. So they had about $8 million for the cost of construction on the bridge.
Okay.
Again, originally, based on all the information, it was gonna need $11 million, but you know, they're like, we don't need that much. It's fine.
Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy.
So construction began on September 27th, 1938, and it took about 19 months to get done.
Okay.
The Tacoma Narrows Bridge came out to 2,800 feet long, and it was the third longest bridge in the world at the time. And because planners expected rather light traffic on the bridge, it was only 2 lanes wide.
Oh boy.
And the deck, which is where the road was on, but the deck is the connection
But wasn't this the
between
only?
each
Wait,
house.
whoa, hold on. I'm still stuck on this whole they expected very little traffic. Isn't this the only bridge for the Tacoma area and like the fucking rest of Washington?
Yes.
So what made them think, oh yeah, there won't be much, what?
What made them think they needed $5 million less than what was needed to build a bridge?
I don't, okay.
Listen, nothing.
I just feel like the predictions here are a little bit off, is all I'm saying, okay?
Yep. Lunatic Goose is right. Fun fact, every bridge you've been on was built by the lowest bidder.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So, the deck part of the bridge is basically the road being suspended between each tower and being held up by the cables.
There are things I still don't understand.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Oh, I know.
Part, not only of cultures and people, but even space and time. Did the hero survive?
Probably not. I think he went over a bridge at one point.
I mean, you were literally driving on one.
So, you know.
Yeah, so Lunatic Goose is right. Deck equals roadway. So, this deck was very thin. There was only
Got
about...
a thin little deck.
It was only about 8 feet thick.
Okay.
That is not normal.
How thick is it supposed to be?
12 to 15.
Oh, okay.
Because it's...
So we're about half. We're nearly half as thick.
Yeah,
A little over half as thick.
See, with bridges, it's supposed to have... Especially a suspension bridge, it's supposed to have a... Have you ever looked at a bridge and you see the X's made with the girders underneath where the road is?
Yeah.
To allow wind to pass through?
Yep. Totally seen that.
Tacoma did not have that.
Why not? That you want less resistance for the wind, so that the wind just goes and you don't end up, you know, with your anyway. You don't want to take the full force of the wind. The wind cannot be stopped.
The engineers did not account for the wind.
How do you fucking not account for the wind? Also, aliens. Great. This is just what I needed in my life.
Mayday, mayday, mayday. Spaceship Volk to Mother. Do you copy? Please respond. Spaceship Volk to Mother. Looks like I've been followed by an American. This is Captain Vladimir, entering emergency attack mode. Requesting backup for Volk. Transmitting present coordinates now.
What the fuck am I watching?
Oh, it's not aliens, it's just Russians. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Isn't this what happened in Spider-Man Far From Home?
I gotta fight a whole fucking space program
I think
now?
so, yeah.
Attack unsuccessful.
It's alright, it's the Russian space program, we'll be fine. Just like steal all their potatoes and we'll be fine.
Entering next level of battle mode.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, the bridge was very light.
Okay.
And they didn't have the allowance for wind resistance. It was kind of like completely filled on the deck of like thin girders and concrete, kind of.
Okay.
So what that means is that the wind has to pass over and under the bridge instead of through the bridge.
Alright.
And minimal girders were used. So it's...
Because we gotta cut corners.
It's
what
light.
the fuck? Why is it always, oh, let's put less girders under there? What the fuck else are you gonna put under there besides girders? Another fucking Build-A-Bear?
Concrete. And... I'll explain this in a second.
Yeah, but the Build-A-Bear joke is funnier.
So the bridge had a movement problem.
I'm just not even gonna acknowledge it because I know that Bird's right.
So the bridge had a movement problem. It was nicknamed Galloping Gertie by the public. Because while the towers of the bridge were pretty good at remaining rigid, the two halves, the deck, would swing and sway so harshly at even the slightest wind. And this is fucking Washington.
I was gonna say, Washington's pretty windy.
Washington is very windy.
There's some wind in Washington.
So, they didn't recognize this until, like, a little bit after the bridge was built. I didn't see how big a problem it was while they were building it.
Okay. So, at no point was anyone who lived in Washington like, hey, what about the wind?
They didn't.
That's like if you live in London and you're building something that's meant to stay outside, and at no point do you go, hey, should we waterproof this, maybe?
Make it less susceptible to mugginess.
Yeah. Also, should we fashion it in such a way that it's easier to stand in a queue in front of it?
So anyway, they actually did try to implement some methods to control the movement. All of them were ineffective.
Yeah, I figured.
So one way was to put cables on the bottom of the decks of the bridge and attach them to concrete blocks on the shore that weighed 50 tons. The cable snapped not very long after this was put in.
Okay, well, it sounds like that didn't work out very well.
It did not. They put a pair of stabilizing cables that were put on beside the cables attaching the deck to the towers, but they didn't do much. Because, you know, the cables that were already there, they were already moving back and forth with the rest of the bridge. So now we just got double the cables moving back and forth.
Oh, goody! Like, great, more people to add to the chorus line, yay! Yay! Oh, I'm so excited about this, can you tell?
Okay, here's another one.
But wait, there's more!
But wait, there's fucking more! So, their last method was to try hydraulic buffers. They would be put on between each tower to basically kind of weigh down the decks a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But the seals on the hydraulic buffers were broken whenever the bridge was sandblasted before it was painted.
I'm sorry, what?
They put the buffers on before they painted the bridge. Before they sandblasted the bridge.
Sandblasting, like, takes off everything, y'all. You want an exfoliating experience for your metal? Fucking sandblasting.
Yep. So, hydraulic buffers don't really work if that seal, it don't work. It just don't work.
It don't work.
So, the hydraulic buffers were just completely fucking useless at that point because they weren't sealed. They couldn't work. All because they put them on before they sandblasted.
Because they were like, let's get the fuck out of here and hit up Build-A-Bear, y'all.
It's the 1940s.
Sorry, let's go hit up Build-A-Bear while we smoke cigarettes and beat our wives. Is that better?
God damn it.
Because it's ordered by a doctor to do it.
The Washington Toll Authority hired Professor Friedrich, but, God, this fucking name, Farquharson.
Lord Farquaad, got it.
Lord Farquaad.
Okay, they hired Lord Farquaad
to try and find ways that they could reduce the air oscillation, which is fancy term for wind make bridge move.
Wind make bridge move, how we make stop.
Exactly. So they hired this professor, and he and his students built a number of scale models of the bridge, and they put them in wind tunnels with different methods to see what they could do.
Uh-huh.
And they got their results, and they reported their findings 5 days before the bridge collapsed.
Wow. So 5 days before that bridge is coming down, they're like, hey,
here's what you can do to
everybody.
Fix it.
Yeah.
So Lord Farquaad proposed to either drill holes in the lateral girders to allow air to circulate through them, since the decks were basically filled with concrete, i.e. put the holes in the deck that you should have already had in there to allow wind to pass through.
Okay.
Or, he said you can add deflector vanes along the decks to give the bridge a more aerodynamic shape, make it more like a wing of a plane.
No, yeah, that makes... I get what you're... Yeah, lessen the wind resistance and then you'll have less shaky. That makes sense.
Yeah. And obviously, neither of these ideas were implemented in time. So the actual collapse...
Were they working on any of them, or was it just one of those cases of like, oh yeah, we'll get back to you in about 5 to 10 business days?
It was kind of a thing of 5 to 10 business days because financing...
Because the government.
First of all, the government, and second of all, financing was already hard enough to build the fucking thing. To build things to fix the fucking thing, they would need to finance even more.
That's... yeah.
Because, you know, capitalism.
Everything costs money.
Yeah. So the actual collapse itself, this isn't a very long section, because thankfully, there was only one casualty.
Wow, really?
And it was not human.
Aw.
Yeah.
Was it a dog?
It was.
Aww. That's even worse. This is the saddest story you've ever told, Kayla. Everyone shame Kayla for telling this the saddest story that we've ever heard here on the DisasterCast.
Okay, look, I'll try to rush through it.
I'll try to speed through the death of the innocent animal.
So the last person to drive on the bridge was Leonard Coatsworth, a Tacoma News Tribune editor. He was driving along the bridge when he began hearing the concrete cracking, and he got out of his car to investigate, and that's whenever the whole thing was really starting to just collapse.
Who hears the bridge beneath you cracking and collapsing and says, you know what I need to do? I need to investigate this. What the fuck are you gonna do? Have you got, like, a tube of Build-A-Bridge in your pocket or some shit? What are you gonna do about it?
So anyway, he was out of his car, so he tried to run back to the shore side of the bridge, and he realized he left his daughter's dog in the car.
Oh no.
And he tried to run back, but everything was popping up and moving so much that he couldn't make it to the car.
Oh.
Yeah, so the bridge decks just completely collapsed and went down into the water, along with Leonard's car and a Cocker Spaniel named Tubby. So he was the only one who unfortunately died as a result.
Tommy or Tubby?
Tubby.
Tubby.
Like me, I'm Tubby.
Everyone F in chat for Tubby.
F in chat for Tubby.
I'm very sad about that.
I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm trying to get through it. Okay, so Coatsworth actually did receive reimbursement for the car, as well as the contents in the car, including the dog.
How much did he get for the dog?
About $400, 1940s money.
Which is a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah, and that would be like 1,000 something. And he got like 6,000 something for the car.
Should have gotten 10,000 for the dog. No, 20,000 for the dog. 100,000 for the dog. 100 million for the dog.
Volk, my ship.
Oh, Jesus Christ, we about to do some Star Wars shit.
This.
Palpatine!
Yeah. Welcome home.
So, I'm finally back. After all
How
this
are
time,
you an assassin and you don't realize where you are?
blue sky, beautiful as I remember.
Then he explodes and goes, "The Fury!" Special shout out to everyone in chat who got that reference. I appreciate your viewership. Anyway.
You are now ranked 3rd.
Congratulations, you killed a senile old man who didn't know where he was.
Let him rest in peace.
We must dispose of the remains. It's policy.
Screw your policy. He's back with the Earth after who knows how long. You're not gonna suck him up with your damn vacuum.
I think they're gonna suck him up with the vacuum.
Also, what do you mean he's back on Earth after who knows how long? He's been on Earth the whole fucking time!
I don't know.
Anyway,
it's a Suda game. Who cares?
I mean, I kind of care. A little bit.
So the state of Washington immediately launched an investigation into the collapse, and they also tried to collect the insurance that they had for the bridge. Fun fact, one of the insurance policies couldn't be collected because the insurance agent had fraudulently pocketed the insurance premium.
I beg, what?
Washington got ripped off by an insurance agent.
Hello, Travis. I have arranged the next match. Only 2 left. Win this, and that junior is yours. The duel will take place at a secret location.
Secret? I don't have time for guessing games.
It's the final Akashic point. Look for the hero space. Sorry, that's all the information I have. Figure it out and get there.
So I'm here to slice people up, not solve riddles. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? This bitch making me solve riddles.
So the main piece of evidence that the investigation had to kind of help them figure out what happened was the video footage of the collapse of the bridge that was caught. And we still have it today. That's what I put in the Discord.
Mystery of all for a city fixated on the ranks. Sealed from the cacophony of modern life, there lived the last ascetic. Abstaining from all worldly indulgences, the ascetic spent every waking hour in training. Battle had become an obsession for this warrior, the end-all, the raison d'etre. You know I've never abstained from anything. Still, I can relate. When you're so focused on any goal, it can make you blind to what you truly desire.
What would you abstain from in order to obtain ultimate power?
Sex.
But that would, like, be... You don't have much of a sex drive anyway.
Yeah, so I'm great at abstaining from it.
Yeah, but, like, it's gotta be a challenge. Now, if I said sex, that would legitimately be a challenge, because, fun fact, everyone, Bird is a goddamn horn dog.
Yeah, Bird is. I always gotta knock when I come in here. I always knock, and then I double check, can I come in?
Yeah. Yeah, she does. But I appreciate that about you. Although most times I'm not actually, like, doing anything, except, like, trying out my new packer or something.
Well, yeah, but I always like to double check. I like to give privacy and ask for expressly informed consent.
Anyway.
I don't know what I could abstain from.
Would you abstain from... Oh.
What's up?
Fruit by the foot.
How long would I have to abstain?
Forever. The rest of your life. Ultimate power, but no more fruit by the foot. This is actually a genuinely difficult choice for her because Kayla loves fruit by the foot.
It's my vice. I, like, only reward myself with it every other month or so because I will eat an entire box in a single sitting.
She will. It's kind of crazy. And a little concerning, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it is. That's why I try to make it, like, an extremely rare thing.
I wasn't talking to you.
Look, it me! But yeah, that's why I try to make it an extremely rare exception whenever I do, because I'm just like, I should not be eating this much sugar in one sitting.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So, I could abstain from fruit by the foot.
For ultimate power?
Well, it depends on what the ultimate power actually is.
Whatever you want it to be, it's ultimate power.
Can I have the ultimate power to decide I'm allowed to have fruit by the foot?
Yeah, but you will lose your ultimate power.
No. I have ultimate power. It can be whatever the fuck I want it to be. That could be getting rid of that rule.
This is how I know we're fucking related, because this is some shit I'd be like, but if I have ultimate power, then I can change the rules and make it so that I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Exactly!
So I have my ultimate power.
Exactly, you can't tell me I have ultimate power and then limit that ultimate power.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I can.
But then it's not ultimate power, therefore you're lying to me, ergo, the deal is broken because you are not holding up your end. I don't need to lose my sugary sweets.
So basically what you're saying is Shadow, who was your lawyer whenever he was alive, basically possessed you after he passed away. He would be very proud of you right now.
Yeah.
For whatever that's worth.
He's just chilling on his cat tower, having looking down and being like, these bitches.
Yeah. We just had a whole conversation about Shadow and I didn't burst into tears, so that's pretty good. Stop.
I'm making biscuits.
Stop it. Kayla's trying to make biscuits on my arm like chat. Stop that.
I'm making biscuits.
No, it was cute when he did it. When you do it, it's just kind of weird because you got that weird open mouth smile thing going on. And no, it's creepy. Stop it.
I'm making
You said informed consent. No means no.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. And yes, Izzy, when I whip out the ergo, I am serious. Okay, what was I doing? Oh yeah, the bridge.
I think I look so fucking cool. What do you think?
You beige boy, you.
Hold on. What kind of shoes can I put on? Yes. I'm the beigeiest of beige boys. Look at my beige, y'all. Look at my
I can fit into any living room. I will be your sexy lamp.
I can fit into any white person's living room.
I can fit in any white person's living room and be your sexy lamp, Hallmark. Okay, anyway. To save a lot of boring explanations that I cannot fully understand and therefore cannot fully explain, the biggest factor in what happened with the design was the decks where the road was the decks. That was the biggest factor into what happened. As I previously explained, you need to allow wind to pass through the bridge because it makes everything easier.
Yeah.
If it's passing over and under...
More wind resistance is bad.
Yeah. It's passing over and under, it's gonna make everything more likely to shake. Also, the winds that ultimately took this thing down, 40 miles an hour.
I'm pretty sure that's just like... I'm pretty sure that's Washington on an off day. It's like, Washington State, are you okay? You haven't even destroyed literally everything with a windstorm lately.
Actually, part of...
Well, actually...
I did my research. I'm allowed to say, well, actually.
That is true.
It's theorized that the winds that blew apart the bridge were actually part of, like, an Arctic cyclone that ended up being detrimental to the rest of the state.
Oh.
So, yeah, remember, like, last year whenever it got really fucking cold?
Yes, I do. And then the year before that when it got really fucking cold?
When you could throw water outside your window and it would freeze?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, as I said, the decks were built with girders and concrete filling in all the space, forcing wind to have to travel above and below the decks to pass through, which caused the massive swaying of the road. And if you look at this video, like, the bridge is almost going goddamn sideways with how much it is moving back and forth.
I'm still a little bit taken aback by the guy's idea of, I'm gonna get out of my fucking car while I hear the bridge making weird noises, and while it seems like it's enough for me to take note, so I'm gonna get out of my fucking car, as opposed to what I would be doing in that situation, which is looking over at Tubby going, hold on, buddy, and gunning that motherfucker.
You mean like that pregnant woman did in last week's story where she backed up her car?
Yeah, and guess who fucking survived?
The baby in her stomach?
Yeah, well, either way. It was the right move.
Yeah, the precious cargo she had survived.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was the right move. Was the right move now, wasn't it? Get the fuck off that guys, y'all. I try not to say guys anymore because I want to do...
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Yeah, but I try to stick more to, like, folks and y'all because it's a lot more, gender neutral. But seriously, if you hear the bridge making weird noises, get the fuck off that bridge immediately.
Yeah. So, everything would have been better if they had just gone with the open truss design that would allow wind to pass through. It's actually common on most bridges now in order to allow wind to pass through the decks instead of having to go around them because...
wind resistance bad!
Yeah. Alright, the aftermath. Excuse me.
That's the aftermath, everyone.
I am what took down the bridge.
I believe. I mean, based on what you're telling me about how well that thing was built, I can believe it.
Yeah. So, efforts were made almost immediately to try and preserve the bridge, or to try and repair it to see what could be done.
It's like, let's slap this thing back together.
Oh, just you wait! 2 review boards eventually ruled that repair for the original bridge was impossible, and a whole new one would have to be built. But they did end up reusing some of the original bridge for the new one.
Let's cannibalize the old one!
They kept the tower pedestals and some of the substructure underneath the bridge because it was still intact.
Let's Frankenstein this shit, yo.
Yeah.
Or Frankenstein's monster. Well, technically it's also Frankenstein. Okay, so the act of performing a Frankenstein is like creating. Okay, the art of. Okay, I actually do need to pause to like parse out my logic on this.
No, mansplain to me as the English major.
No. It's a genuine question. Okay?
Okay.
So, you know, they say things like, oh, we gotta Frankenstein this together whenever they're talking about, like, you know, stitching things. Basically creating a Frankenstein's monster out of something. You know,
Yes.
They call it, oh, we gotta Frankenstein this.
Yes.
And then I was like, well, that feels like what we're actually doing is Frankenstein's monstering this shit. But then I thought about it more and I was like, but also Frankenstein was the name of the guy who did it. So is it still technically, so would it be correct to still say we gotta Frankenstein this shit? It's just it's not like Frankenstein in reference to the monster, it's Frankenstein in reference to the doctor.
Frankensteining this is still an appropriate term to use because you are going against God and creating what man should not create.
Okay.
Which is exactly what Dr. Frankenstein did as in the moral. Frankenstein's monster did not build himself. He was just the byproduct. The bridge is the monster.
Right. So
the person who says we have to rebuild it with the original pieces, they are Dr. Frankenstein. So it's accurate saying they have to Frankenstein this thing.
Okay. So you know, if I were to say like, oh, well, we've got pieces that can still be used. Like if I'm, say, building something outside, I don't know, a deck or something, and I've got to use pieces of the old deck, and I look at you and say, well, I've just got to Frankenstein this shit. As the English major, that would still be literal in terms of the literature. That would be correct.
In terms of the literature, it would be correct. In terms of my pet peeves, I would say you would have to, like, say, I'm going to Dr. Frankenstein this thing.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway. I totally just sidetracked you on that.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna say I gotta get my Dr. Frankenstein on. Can I do that?
That is a lot better.
I actually really like that. We're gonna say that from now on.
Just don't be as much of an asshole about it.
Okay, that one I cannot promise.
Don't abandon the thing as soon as you create it.
Okay.
So, the underwater remains of the bridge that fell into the river are actually an artificial reef now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that, like, that was... Okay.
Yeah. It's just still down there.
It's just hanging out. It's like, sup?
Yeah.
Still here.
Yeah. The Tacoma Narrow Bridge OG version is used as a common lesson in engineering classes, mainly when it comes to aerodynamics and wind tunnel designs for bridges. Because, my god, we need to learn something from this, if anything else.
So what did we learn from... Oh, are we at the part where we say what did we learn, or is there still more?
There's still just...
Okay, Billy Mays, yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah, alright. Oh wait, there's more.
So it took about 10 years for the replacement bridge to be made due to a shortage of workers and materials from WW2.
Mm-hmm.
But it was opened October 14th of 1950. The bridge is about 40 feet longer than the original and does contain more lanes to allow traffic to pass, and it is in the exact same spot where the original bridge was.
Didn't even put up a memorial for poor Tubby.
No, they didn't.
Fuck you, Washington State.
And actually, in the early 2000s, the bridge had exceeded its traffic capacity because, again, it's the only bridge for this particular area. So what they did was, they built a second suspension bridge just a little bit down...
Just build it down the lane.
Yeah, just a little down the lane to carry eastbound traffic. And that opened in 2007, so the original was modified just to have the westbound traffic.
Okay.
And now that's it. We have two bridges where one horrible bridge once was.
Fuck, I fucked that up. Anyway, yeah, okay. And no memorial for Tubby, which is the greatest crime.
Tubby, even though he deserved it.
That is the greatest crime in this whole situation, is that there's no memorial for Tubby.
No, we're not allowed to have good things.
That's the greatest travesty, and I'm sitting here cooking a goddamn well-done steak in a fancy restaurant for a guy, so, you know, I know a little something about tragedy, y'all.
Yeah. Alright, so that's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. What did we learn today, kids?
we learned that speaking in terms of speaking purely in terms of the literature, it is technically grammatically correct to say that you are Frankensteining something.
That is very true.
But we also learned that it's much cooler to say, I gotta get my Dr. Frankenstein on.
Yeah.
And we also learned that Tubby deserved better.
Tubby deserved better than your shit. Yeah, in the video it even said nobody was injured or hurt, and I'm just like, fuck you.
Is that fuck all of you?
Yeah.
Well done.
Fuck you too for walking into a fucking fancy restaurant ordering a goddamn well done steak.
Tits out for Tubby.
Tits out for Tubby. Dicks out for Harambe, tits out for Tubby.
Yeah.
Write that shit into our next presidential election. Except don't, because I genuinely am just afraid to make memes of anything anymore.
I'm tired.
I'm just tired. Yeah.
Well done.
There's another video of the bridge collapse that actually has that guy running back.
Oh, trying to save his daughter's dog.
Oh no, running towards the cameraman trying to get to safety, not even going back for the dog.
Oh.
And I'm just like, fuck you.
Hold on.
Yep. Alright. So we got the bridge down. So we have... I did not intend that! I did not intend that!
I'm sorry, that was funny. The funniest part about that was that you did not intend to do that.
I didn't, that's just how I speak.
That was funny. Like I said, the thing that made that was the fact that you did not intend to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, alright. Okay, alright, continue.
Alright, so we got a story about a plane that eventually involves Ed and Lorraine Warren. And we have, what the fuck is the other one? Scottish soldiers begging for death.
Wow. I thought, let's do the train next, kind of get that, like, it's been a while since we've had a good train story. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Izzy. After a lady literally chose death over leaving her dog on the Titanic, that dude can go fuck himself.
Rip Tubby.
Rip Tubby.
Rip Tubby, everybody.
Rip Tubby.
That is gonna be the raid message, by the way. Whenever we do a raid later, is gonna be rip. No. I take that back, because we'll probably be raiding Minx, and that will not be nice at all.
Tits out for Tubby?
I'm worried that would be even worse!
Look, we got 2 more stories to come up with something. Okay?
Tits out for Tubby the dog. No, I worry about going into another person's stream and yelling Tubby. Yeah, see, now you're having the moment of, oh,
I was wondering what was going on with you. I was like, what?
You're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm just anxious about going on to another person's stream, even whenever we're best friends, or at least I think we're.
We
best
got 2
friends.
more stories.
Yelling Tubby at them.
We got 2 more stories.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about the train. Well, let's do this really quick, and then we'll start talking about the train. Let's watch this cutscene first. Oh, wow, dude. Thanks for sticking around. Shadowfox, thank you very much for the 23 months. Hey, long time no see. Good to see you. Okay, I guess no dialogue right now, so go ahead.
Okay, so the Quintinshill rail disaster happened on May 22nd, 1915, during the Great War.
The war to end all wars.
Ironically enough.
Go on.
Thank you. So, background on this, shit show. The disaster is called the Quintinshill rail disaster because it happened at the Quintinshill signal box between Carlisle and, Glasgow in Scotland.
It's always weird the way things get named. It's like, yeah, it's only named this because it was at this location.
Okay.
Alright. I mean, pretty dope, actually.
I'm not building you a giant memorial to your face.
Why not?
I don't have the skills.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you look like such a goddamn dork.
I know, and I love it. Alright, continue.
Okay, so the Quintinshill signal box is an intermediate box that controls 2 passing loops, one on each side of the double-track main line of the Caledonian Railway between Carlisle and Glasgow on the Anglo-Scottish border. I know that was a lot of words that I just said.
Only thing I know about Caledonia is that there is a song about it. That's all I know.
Hold on, let me pull up something real quick. Sorry, I'm trying to get something.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. I'll just be over here stabbing things.
I was about to say just vamp for a couple minutes.
Oh, you thought that you were going to play a little game of swing at the guy with the sword with a fucking pipe? Well, no, not today, my friend. I will have no hits of your crack pipe on this day, good sir.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know, I'm trying to vamp.
Okay, whatever. I put a GIF in the tragedy topics that kind of explains and gives a visual of what the track looked like.
Okay. What is it like? Describe it to me in detail. Use that English major degree.
I tried
a good description.
Okay, this story took the longest for me to research because I had to find so many visuals of what the track looked like because I couldn't fucking understand it when I was reading it.
Oh.
So, okay, so there are 2 main lines. The down main line goes to Glasgow, and the up main line goes to the Gretna Junction in Carlisle.
Okay.
And they have this one little piece of track that connects them, so you can go down the main line to Glasgow, but back up into this junction and be moved to the up line to Carlisle. You'll be backwards, but you'll be up there.
So it's like, it's almost like a 3-point turn, but with a train?
Yes.
Ah, see, I understood that shit!
Okay, so we have these 2 main lines, but on top of that, the thing with this Quintinshill Junction is that it has the 2 loops that I mentioned. What these loops are basically pieces of the track that go off to the side that you can park it. It's basically like a shoulder on a roadway. You can park a train up there that is not in use or one that you need to put up there so another faster train can go in front of it.
Okay, so a passing lane, basically.
Yeah, it's a passing lane.
Because it is actually, I have one thing I've definitely learned from all of this is one thing that people are constantly thinking of whenever it comes to trains is how to solve the problem of 2 trains meet at a train track.
Yeah.
Like, apparently, good to know that I, as a child, was not the only person who constantly worried about that. Apparently, that there are people who literally, it's their job to worry about that.
Actually, yes, and that's kind of the whole point of what happens.
Oh. So this is part of the reason why there are people who are paid to think about this.
Yeah. Ooh. So, the up loop and a down loop.
Okay.
And these are the shoulders that allow you to pass
right
on the
passing lanes.
Okay.
Passing lanes, got it.
Okay, so that's the visual. 2 lines, up line, down line. These are the main ones.
Okay.
You can switch between them at one point, and there are 2 loops on either side that allow for passing. There's 1 loop on the up line, 1 loop on the down line.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I'm sorry if I'm talking to you like you're an idiot. It's just I'm an idiot, and I needed so many visuals to try and understand this.
Yeah. If you need a visual
it's in the
aid,
Discord.
it is in the Discord under tragedy topics.
Yeah, it actually is. It's a GIF, and it shows exactly what happened that I'm about to try and describe.
Every time you say what
verbally.
happened, I want to do the Matt McMuscles. What
happened?
How dare you hit me? How dare you?
Okay. So this area is also far away from cities and surrounded by farmland, so, you know, that's one good thing. Ish.
I mean, you know, comparatively speaking, yeah, sure.
Comparatively speaking. So, responsibility for this box fell on the station master at Gretna Station, who was Alexander Thornburg. He was basically like the manager that you reported to by telegram or something.
Okay.
But we had different people actually inside the box trying to say, okay, this train is coming by, but an express train is coming, so we need to move them off to the loop so the express train can go and then the local train can go.
So, communication was very, very important.
Very, very important.
Oh, why do I feel like I know where things went wrong?
Oh, honey, just wait.
I feel like I'm getting an inclination on as to how this went bad.
Yeah, so this box at the Quintinshill station that one person worked out of, it was managed by a single signalman on a shift system. They basically switched out every 12 hours at around 6 o'clock.
Oh, 12-hour shift of that. That sounds great.
Okay. Alright, so I already explained how the thing is supposed to look. Normal northbound traffic to Glasgow. At the time, it included 2 overnight sleeping express cars.
Mm-hmm.
These are the cars that are doing long hauls. They're the ones that drive through the night to get to a very far away destination. So express trains, ones that go farther. Local trains, just local, like, day-to-day commute.
Yeah.
For people. Okay, so we know what our 2 trains are. And the express trains, they usually left out and passed through between 5:50 and 6:10 a.m. That's whenever they pass through. And the local passenger trains usually usually started passing through after that.
Mm-hmm.
If the sleeper trains were running late, the normal local trains would start their routes, and as the sleeper train was approaching, the local trains would be shunted, which means moved, to either the up or down line to allow the sleeper train to pass through and overtake them before the local train was put back onto the main line and continue their route.
Okay, so, like, you know, if the popular kid is late for class, everybody else keeps on walking as normal, but if they hear the popular kid coming behind them, they part ye like the Red Sea on both ends of the hallway to let the popular kid through.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So, the switchers, the signalmen, have a very fucking important job.
Yeah, sounds like they have a pretty important job.
Because they are literally moving trains around. Okay, so the actual disaster itself. Okay, so.
Okay. Oh man, the fact that you like keep on going. Okay, all right, now. Oh, okay.
See, the reason this was the longest story to research was because I had to write out all the details of what exactly happened, again, to help myself understand it.
Good lord.
Because it's describing where trains go, and it mixes up my mind a little bit. Okay, so the morning of, both northbound night express trains were running late. And the local train was required to be shunted at Quintinshill.
Okay, so we got the express train coming. We gotta move the local train.
Yeah.
Standard operating procedure.
Yes. So they couldn't move the local train to the down passing loop, the down shoulder, because there was a goods train from Carlisle already there.
Okay, so you know, one lane's already taken up. That's fine. Just move
so
to the other lane.
Taken up. And 2 southbound trains were also due to pass through the box section of the track, one of which was an empty coal wagon, but the other was a special troop train full of soldiers.
Okay.
From the Royal Scottish Army.
So we got some traffic going on here,
yeah.
but with proper communication, everything should be fine.
Yeah. So the local train was originally going on the down line, but night signalman, I couldn't find first names for these guys, Meekin, he decided to shunt the local train to the up line. That's the one that heads to Gretna and Carlisle.
Okay.
But he had not signaled to the next station down the line, Kirkpatrick, that this train was now on the line.
Okay, so now we've got 2 lines taken up, and we have not signaled that that 2 lines are taken up.
Yes.
As far as the person down on the other end knows, it's just 1 line that's taken up.
Yeah. So that southbound empty coal train, that was moved to the up loop, the up shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So now the down loop and the up loop are both occupied. The shoulders both have cars in them.
So we've got 2 stalls fully occupied, and there is a fat guy who's got to lay a massive shit coming running, barreling up the stairs.
Yes, and in the middle of that is
oh, and also there's a guy in a army uniform, like kind of like just existing nearby and really hoping that somebody asks him about his service in the military.
Pretty much, yeah.
This is how I'm gonna get canceled, by the way, is being snarky about the military. It's like, they fought for your freedom. Like, yes, they did, and I'm using that freedom to snark.
Our brother was in the military, and we snark with him, so it's okay.
Exactly.
So, up and down shoulder occupied, and local train is backing its ass up on the up line.
Back it up.
Back it up, to make itself backwards on this line.
Okay.
Because they knew that a express train was coming on the down line. So,
but as far as they know,
as far as the other station knows, the up line is completely free. When it is not.
Goody.
So, because they had to take up the time to move the empty coal train to the up loop, they could not signal to Kirkpatrick that the up main line was occupied by the local passenger train.
Uh-oh.
So they didn't know the passenger train was there.
Because they were busy doing the diverting thing?
Yeah, because they were doing the diverting thing. And remember, the local passenger train was moved up because there was a northbound express train coming. And it needed to overtake it.
Yeah, this is the kind of shit that happens whenever you decide, oh, we don't need this many people doing this job. We'll just let go of a few of them to save money, and we'll just let one person do the job of a couple people. This is the kind of shit that happens as a result.
Yeah. And it's about to get a little bit more complicated.
Like Avril Lavigne complicated, or?
No, actually complicated.
Oh. So not fun at all.
Yeah, not fun.
Oh.
So Kirkpatrick was eventually notified that the coal train was in the up loop at 6:34 a.m.
Eventually.
And
that, okay, it's the part where you say eventually is kind of what worries me.
Yeah, it should. So one of the signalmen had told them, hey, there's a train in the up loop, and they let them know at 6:34 a.m. But distractions came up in the signal box.
Oh.
Because Nightman Meekin was being relieved by Signalman Tensley, who was going to be taking over the day shift.
All right, they swap off every 12 hours, and oh dear.
And he was doing this while 2 guards from the freight trains occupying the up and down loops, because trains need guards.
Mm-hmm.
Those guards were also in the box, just chatting and shooting the shit with the.
They were just hanging out.
They were just hanging out because
as far as they knew, they didn't have 2 full up and down. As far as they knew, their tracks weren't like filled to the brim.
Yeah, that local passenger train, they forgot about it.
Holy fucking shit! You're kidding me.
I'm not.
How do you forget an entire
The coal train was blocking their view of the line. It was parked right in front of the signal box.
Holy shit.
So they forgot the passenger train was there because they couldn't see it. But it's about to get even more full of bullshit.
So great. Okay, so let me just summarize what I've heard so far. So we've got all of our bathroom stalls are full. There's a fat guy barreling in who's got to take the biggest shit of his entire life, and he's about to knock some people the fuck over. Everyone around is like dragging their feet on letting everybody know that all the stalls are full. And oh, by the way, the guards outside the stalls, because apparently these stalls have guards. I guess this is like turf utopia where you check everyone's genitals before they go into the bathroom. But in this analogy I'm using, but anyway. And all the guards have no concept of object permanence, because if they can't see it, it's not there. Oh my god, these are guards that I could fool by playing peekaboo.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
So anyway,
this is the kind of shit that causes some fucked up shit.
So the 2 signalmen in there.
Okay.
Meekin had just worked a 12-hour shift, and Tinsley was just coming in about 30 minutes late.
Okay, hold on, look. So it actually worked a 12.5-hour shift, and he was like, motherfucker, what the fuck?
Pretty much.
At least that's how I
And we actually get into that a little bit later.
Ooh, okay.
So, 2 signalmen, 2 guards, and there's actually someone else.
No object permanence.
There's actually someone else coming up to the signal box.
2 signalmen, 2 guards, 1 cup, no object permanence.
So, the two guards were talking to the 2 signalmen about the war news, because, again, the Great War is going on.
The war to end all wars.
The war to end all wars.
They're just sitting around shooting the shit like... They're Scottish, right? Or are they English?
I think... both, kind of.
So there's like... Oh, blight... yeah. We're
not doing offensive accents today!
They're English. Nobody cares. So, blimey, Scott, have you heard about this war here? It's gonna be the war to end all wars. I heard about it, Jim. You think it's gonna end up being any bit ironic later on? Oh no, of course not. This will be the great war that ends all wars. No more wars after this. Mark my words on that, Jim. Certainly won't see this war thing coming back anytime soon. Definitely not within the next, say, couple of decades. For some angry little Austrian man. For some angry little Austrian man who got rejected from art school. That's really specific there, Jim. Sure is, Billy. Or Simon, whatever the fuck your name is, because I done forgot. Probably Basil or something. And then, randomly, at one point during all of this, who should appear on the horizon but Bramble Pippington?
Oh, god damn it!
Bramble Pippington here, looking about going, what do I say unto you? Are you taking care of our troops?
There it is.
I need to make sure that all troops are being well taken care of. Bramble Pippington cares very much for the troops. Are they being taken care of? Why, yes, they're as safe as can be. They're as safe as the money in the pocket of an angry man who runs a factory where there's a lot of child labor. Money's perfectly safe here in good old Victorian England. Except it's not Victorian England anymore, because I've completely lost track of this whole thing.
You've gone from, like... You've gone from, like, Assassin's Creed when you're supposed to be Peaky Blinders. Okay, so
and I've probably lost our entire audience.
At 6:42 a.m., after the local train had been sitting on the main line for 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah, that local train's just like, hello?
Yeah, Kirkpatrick offered the southbound troop train.
They got left on hold. They got put on hold and then left there. It's like a fucking Lowe's store. They put you on hold and there you stay for the rest of your fucking life.
Projecting a little bit?
A little bit, yeah, but I mean, it's true.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
If they start saying at the store, let me put you on hold, guys, I mean, folks, stop them. Say, no, don't put me on hold. Do not, for the love of God, no, do not do that.
Okay, so. Train's been sitting on the southbound line for 10 minutes. I guess I'm gonna wait another 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so the train's been sitting there for 10 minutes on the southbound line, and Kirkpatrick, who did not know that the train was there, offered a southbound troop train to Quintinshill to pass through, which they accepted. They're like, yeah, go ahead and bring this troop full of soldiers southbound while we have a train sitting there.
Okay, but nobody knew the train was sitting there. At least nobody who was involved in that decision-making process.
Yeah, it's suspected that Tinsley just kind of accepted that because he didn't know that the other train was on there, but I got some fucking notes on it.
Kayla turned into a private investigator on this one.
Okay, so Kirkpatrick...
Tinfoil hat, everybody, tinfoil hats.
Okay, so Kirkpatrick offered the southbound troop train to Quintinshill, which they accepted. But wait, there's more. They accepted this troop train on the same line that the local train had been sitting on for nearly 15 minutes at this point.
They're still hanging out like, excuse us.
But wait, there's even more.
Oh, God.
Tinsley got the signal from Kirkpatrick at 6:47 a.m. to receive the train.
Okay.
And he still gave the all clear for them to go through. Again, this train has been sitting there for 15 minutes. But wait, there's even more. He forgot about this passenger train, even though he had been on the train earlier, 20 minutes ago, to talk with the engineers and see how everything was going. He had been on that train. He forgot about that train, but he still accepted the troop train, even though he should have known that that other train was there because he was physically on it less than half an hour ago. You could watch an episode of Steven Universe and still remember that train was there.
Well, apparently you can't, because back in the 1970s, apparently they hadn't invented object fucking permanence yet.
It pisses me off so much.
I can tell. I can tell that this really got your goat.
My face is so red.
I can tell that this really got your goat.
There's a lot of, but wait, there's more on this one. There's a lot of it.
We kind of got a perfect storm building right now.
So the collision of the troop train and the passenger train happened at 6:49 a.m. The train full of troops from the Royal Regiment, i.e. the Royal Scots, collided head-on with this passenger train.
All the bagpipes went flying everywhere, everyone.
Everywhere!
Bagpipes! Bagpipes! Loch Ness Monster memorabilia! Haggis! All of it just went flying everywhere.
Kilts!
Yeah, kilts. What other stereotypical Irish stuff can we throw in there? Hi? Oh wait, no, that's Irish.
I couldn't do it anymore, Captain. I'm giving her all she's got.
Yeah, somebody yelled that at some point. Okay, I think we've offended all the Scottish people. Yeah, we said haggis. We did say haggis.
Okay. So, happened at 6:49 a.m. Train troop.
Oh, deep fried Mars bars. Yeah. Somebody was nibbling on a deep fried Mars bar.
Train troop head on into this passenger train.
Okay. So head-on collision, just boom, 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 just bam.
Yeah, and the train full of troops went onto its side from the impact, and kind of went onto the down line. So it crashed on the up line, and the carts went onto the down line where they were pushed onto their side.
No.
But wait, there's more. The express train that the passenger train had been moved to allow to pass ended up plowing into the wreckage of the troop train.
That one that's on its side?
The one that's on its side, and it caused a fire to break out.
Oh.
But wait, there's even more. Only at 6:53, almost 5 minutes after the initial impact, did Tinsley send the obstruction danger signal to the 2 stations nearby to stop all oncoming traffic.
Oh my god.
But wait, there's even more.
Oh my god, I almost want to stop you. This is one of the few times I've ever been like, please stop.
On the troop train, because of the war effort and shortage of carriages, the railway company had to use obsolete Grand Central Railway stock cars.
No.
That were made of wood.
Only the best for our troops, everybody.
They
Only
had
the best.
wooden bodies and frames as opposed to the steel frame carriages that the passenger train and the other express train were using.
And guess what's really, really flammable?
But wait, there's even more.
Yeah, there was a reason why we stopped using wood trains, everybody. There was a reason.
And there's another good reason right here. Okay. The stock cars were gas lit with heat. Their heating and their lights were lit by gas and flames. So these cars had a huge gas reserve in them.
Oh no. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams? Well, gas can certainly light up wood.
So the fire burned up and it got big really quickly because of the gas reservoirs that ruptured from the collision, as well as the coal burning fires from the engines of the other trains. that hit the remains of the wood cars. These things just lit the fuck up.
These troops had absolutely no chance.
Oh, it's gonna get dark. It's gonna get bad.
It's already pretty bad.
It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse.
I feel like we need to, like...
There's gonna be a trigger warning.
Yeah, oh good god. I feel like we need to, like, pause and, like, I don't know, make a bunch of dad jokes for a little bit to sort of alleviate the tension or something.
Well... So, the troops train had 21 cars. Again, they were all wooden. And they were filled to the brim with soldiers. Like, they shoved 8 soldiers into each one.
Yeah, because that's... Yeah, it sounds like military transportation to me.
Yeah. Oh, about that fire. But wait, there's more.
Oh, no.
The gas reservoirs had been filled the night before. And you know those water towers that you see at little junction stations on train lines? Those were damn near empty. So there wasn't any water available to fight the fire. It's
literally what they're made for!
There was a lack of available water.
Why was there a lack of available water?
Because the fucking war's going on!
We got gas!
I don't know.
Everybody gather around and blow on it like a giant fucking birthday cake.
Oh yeah, because, you know, that oxygen, that's that thing that fire hates.
You breathe out carbon dioxide, thank you very much.
Okay, I'm not a science person, so fuck off.
That wasn't necessarily science, it was just common fucking sense.
You know what? Yep, that's right.
If I said gather the trees together and have them blow on it like a big birthday cake, I would understand.
Okay, I'll admit I fucked up. God damn.
The no more hero.
The beige man.
Right when I'm about to reach the top, you have to find me. I was hoping we'd fight after I
Is this Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts?
Nothing you just said makes any sense. I don't understand anything. That all sounded like a foreign language to me.
Please, don't think of me as a nuisance. But I will make sure your victory isn't easy. My pride as the second rank requires that.
She's just like accepted she's gonna die, I guess.
Yep.
I like that in a woman.
I've seen
If only women liked you.
Ranks, an endless cycle of violence, now broadcast as a spectator's sport. Why, Travis? Why do so many assassins join if we are all going to end up killing each other in the end?
Because
Good
money.
fucking question.
I feel like it matters why.
It matters more than anything.
Them fire effects, though.
We've all become trapped, don't you see? Addicted to the violence, to a life in the shadows. Once we join the ranks, we can never get out.
Don't be stupid. If you get tired of the battles, just fucking quit.
But
How'd that go for
why I
you?
want to fight you, to learn your secret. Don't you get it?
Hey, look, a water tower. That would have been useful.
You are the crownless king, the one who got out. You reached the top, then walked away.
Well, I'm back now, aren't I?
Exactly. So her point is proven.
You it is different. You are the no more hero.
Okay.
Release me from this cycle. Free us all in a crimson.
Is this the adult version of Into the Spider-Verse?
You asked for it.
Well, I'm calling her Doc Ock from now on.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint me.
Okay. So the troop train's 21 cars were all consumed by fire, apart from the rear 6 cars, because they had broken off from the impact and they just rolled back on the line slowly away from the disaster.
Wow, so they just like saw everything and just went, I'm just gonna slowly back away from all this. It's literally like whenever a fight's going on and the one guy who could jump into it, but he realizes I am way out of my league here and he just slowly backs up.
They did the Homer Simpson meme of just backing up into the bushes.
Wow.
So the fire also got so large, it affected the first 4 coaches of the express train, and some of the cars from the goods train a line over caught fire as well.
Oh, also, isn't there some coal in
They were empty. They were
okay, good.
They were empty.
At least we got one thing going.
Yeah. So, rescue, question mark?
Oh, this is where it's gonna get dark, isn't it?
Oh god. Okay. Trigger warning for
hold on, let me pause.
Okay, so trigger warning for like suicide and mercy killings.
Oh, it's gonna get real bad.
It's gonna get real bad.
All right, so fair warning, everybody.
Also, trigger warning for like self-mutilation and amputation.
Oh boy, we about to get serious up in here. Because up until now, it's just been a rousing game of tiddlywinks.
It's only gonna be like a minute or two, I swear. So the troops were the ones mainly affected by the wreck because of the flimsy cars, and they actually became quickly trapped mainly because the windows weren't functioning. They weren't able to open.
My god, if this shit isn't a goddamn metaphor. Over like 100 years later, we still treat troops like shit.
Yep.
And I say this as the person who just got done snarking about them, and I'm like, yeah, but, you know, if you're gonna transport them, you know, don't put them in just the shittiest, cheapest thing
Don't
ever.
literally stuff them into cattle cars.
Yeah.
So, they were either trapped by fire or by the metal cars of the trains surrounding them.
Oh.
Unfortunately, because of the dire situation, there were numerous reports of people on the scene who said a whole bunch of shots were fired from inside the cars and some by outsiders into the cars. There were a lot of mercy killings reportedly being done by officers outside the cars, so the men didn't have to die in the fire. But there were also shots inside the cars where soldiers were taking their own lives or helping, quote unquote, helping the others who were begging to die. And one last note, the men were so desperate to not die by fire, they reportedly used jackknives to bayonet themselves, cut their own throats, and some of them actually started amputating limbs to squeeze out of the little crevices to get to safety, and it actually worked for like 2 or 3 of them.
So it was like, oh, I need to get out, but I better lose some weight fast. Grab a saw.
Yeah, it's like the beginning of, I think, Saw 5 or 6.
I think that's Saw 6? Where she cuts her arm off, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's Saw 6.
Yeah, it's Saw 6.
I'm very depressed at the fact that you just got done telling me about all these soldiers like mercy killing each other, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, but I'm more depressed about how well I know the Saw movies.
Okay, so that's it. That's as much detail as I'm going into. So an ambulance train was dispatched by the Carlisle station, and it did arrive on scene at 8:10 a.m. But they could only pull people who had already gotten out to a nearby field for treatment, and a lot of them died from shock.
Yeah, makes sense. And just to clarify, most of these people that we're talking about are soldiers.
Yeah, they're soldiers. That they were on the train to be.
They were on their way to fight.
They were on their way overseas to fight. They were going to be dispatched to Liverpool to sail off.
So it's like, okay, well, you either get to die or be horribly mutilated on the train, or you get to die or be horribly mutilated in trench warfare. Which one do you want?
I actually get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
So, the dead who could be recovered were laid in the same field with white sheets put over them to be taken to nearby Gretna Green Village Hall to be distributed for burial.
Okay.
So survivors and the uninjured were taken to Carlisle in the evening before being taken to Liverpool the next morning for medical examination. This is mainly concerning the soldiers.
Okay.
So every single enlisted basic bitch soldier, every enlisted man, and one officer who survived were declared unfit for service overseas, and they were returned to Edinburgh.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Only Lieutenant Colonel W. Carmichael Peebles and 5 other officers were fit to sail overseas.
How did that go?
I mean, I didn't see any...
Well, they got to go play around in the trenches.
Yeah,
so,
they got to go do trench stuff.
Yeah, they got to go do the trench warfare, which has been consistently referred to as the absolute most horrific and traumatizing way that we have ever fought a war, either before or since. So,
yeah.
you know. Imagine like you get there and you're just like, all right, so I made it through like one of the worst experiences of my entire life, and now I'm here to fight a war, and everyone who's already been there for like 3 months is like,
yeah.
It's like, boy.
incredible. Everything.
Yeah, I am pretty great. This is the one time a woman's ever gonna tell you that, Travis.
Promise me you won't forget. There once was an assassin named Alice.
Of course your name is fucking Alice.
I won't.
It's always Alice.
Alice.
So does she get a proper burial, or?
Probably not.
Okay.
I had to kill a hot chick!
Okay, anime pro tag, calm down.
That's kind of the only real reason why he's upset right now.
Yeah.
You are now officially ranked second.
You made me kill a hot chick!
See that? Now that was a battle. Look at this blood. We humans are alive, even if we are assassins. Doesn't matter if it's a video game, movie, drama, anime, manga, we're alive. People shed blood and die. This isn't a game. You can't just selfishly use death as your tool.
Hitman did this story better.
You've already forgotten she existed. Same way you would have forgotten me. And that's why I'm tearing down the UAA.
Are you done bitching? You could never shut
Not
down
really,
the
no.
association.
No, I'm never done.
Fighting to be the best is human nature. It's evolution. Who are we to try and stand in its way?
Fuck that. I want to be a hero by my own standards.
You need to wake up, Travis.
Take your own goddamn advice.
Do you understand life?
Do you?
Do you? You're tearing me apart, Sylvia! I just realized Travis is like a more charismatic Johnny.
Yep.
Did Johnny ever have a canonical last name in the room?
I don't think so.
I think it's probably something. I bet you anything that he probably named it something like Johnny Everyman or something like that, you know?
Probably.
Oh, no, he's a vampire, so like Johnny Vamp. Johnny Vamp! Okay, that's it. That's his name, Johnny Vamp.
That's my
I have decided that. No fucking wonder Lisa didn't want to get that last name. Lisa Vamp. That would have been her last name if she had married him. Lisa Vamp.
You're trying so hard to forget about the soldiers.
I am really trying my... Listen, I gotta do something to take everybody's minds off of the really awful stuff and also to pad out the runtime to give me time to get to the last boss before we run out of story.
I mean, we still got quite a bit of this one to go.
Okay.
We're only halfway through my notes on this one.
Halfway there, living on a prayer. Was a rock. Also, I got blood all over my beige. That's never coming out. Ever.
No.
It's me. Are you ready for your last?
Did you know it's like that fuzzy
Yeah,
velvet type material, you know? You know the kind?
Like,
it's
The
close
cheap
by.
velvet thing?
yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of the name.
Hold
I
on.
hate myself for it.
Someone's at the door.
That's alright.
It's my first time here.
Isn't it?
A VIP just showed up. Talk to you soon.
Sure.
Sylvia, I can't figure you out.
You don't like me?
I didn't say that. But there's a lot of things about you I don't get.
You lie?
You're running up the fucking phone bill!
You're a fucking contradiction in heels.
You hate me.
Well, your personality kind of sucks.
I hate you.
So you do hate me.
I'm crazy about you.
What do you mean?
Fuck if I know.
You know what? Fair.
Okay then. That woman is dead.
I think that was the best sex of my life. Also, it was the only sex of my life.
Downward fucking dog!
Okay.
Whatever. Okay, I guess that's the end of that scene.
So I can't play with this pussy anymore. Does that mean that anyway?
God damn it, Bird.
I had to do it! Also, I love how she's laying next to his body pillow. Gonna knock that shit over because I don't care.
Okay, so...
You know, little did we know that choosing Welcome to My Parents' House was actually the most appropriate pre-stream song that could have been chosen. So good job, Kayla.
Yay!
Well done, Kayla. Well
Yay!
done. Kayla was the one who decided. We both picked like one song, and she picked that one, and I picked Unicorn Wizard.
I mean, I included the line about Sunday, so...
Yeah. A very poorly aged lie, whatever you think about it.
Yeah!
Everything stops on Sundays because Game of Thrones is on. It's like, we don't do that anymore.
Nope.
Let's watch this cutscene.
Destroy Central Plaza.
I don't remember anything else. But you see, I've forgotten everything.
Subliminal advertising.
This place is closing today. The owner's shutting us down and moving back to his hometown. It'd be nice to go home too.
What the fuck is going on with this framing device?
Are you expecting something special? What are you expecting? Why do you listen? Well, it doesn't matter.
Well, exposition's kind of the only thing that gets me off.
Really expected to know.
I mean, I've known some English majors.
Paid to hear me ramble on. And that gave me as much happiness as I can hope for.
I knew a girl who, like, needed me to, like, read some of her favorite smut for her to get off.
As joyless as the one.
But it was, like, really fucking good smut, so, like, I was into it, too. Like, I'm not saying this in a judgmental way.
Oh yeah, no.
She was really fucking awesome, and, like, I enjoyed my time with her, but, you know, just, you know, it was a thing. It helped her get off.
I mean, I can relate.
Yeah.
Since it's our last chance, I want to hear your voice. Let me hear what you sound like, who you are.
Well, what ho, good lady, I shall Bramble Pippington shall certainly oblige you your ever darkest desires. Kayla is face palming so hard right now. I only did the Bramble Pippington voice because I'm not so good at the Elmo voice.
So the aftermath and the investigation.
So the aftermath of this horrific, tragic event that we were just talking about before Bird derailed fucking everything.
Seriously.
With his need to make a joke out of everything.
I mean, it's our family coping mechanism. Because we don't have healthy ones.
We do not. Every time someone tells me they're really sad about every time someone tells me they're sorry for my loss of Shadow, I just kind of look at them for a minute and I go, oh yeah, we were pretty bummed out about it too. And they just like give me a really awkward look, and then I think they understand that I'm just going through something.
Yeah. So most of the casualties came from the troop train, including the engineer crew for that.
Oh yeah, there's people who worked on those trains.
Yeah. Only 2 people died on the small passenger train that had been sitting there, and 7 died on the express train that had plowed into the other train after the initial impact. So many troops were lost that the 498 soldiers of the 7th Battalion of the Royal Scots Troop Train that were originally on there, only 58 men were present at roll call at 4 p.m.
Good God. Worst roll call, okay, but hold on a second, quick question. Does the roll call include, the ones who are, like, laying in a stretcher, getting their, basically getting their foot stapled back on?
Yes, actually. I had to look up a whole bunch of different articles to get a concrete number because there were so many conflicting reports.
Alright, let's do roll call. Jennings? Here. Smith? Ah! Here. Ah!
Okay, So
I'm gonna get canceled for the way that I'm responding to all of this news.
So 7 officers and 200 men were killed, and the remaining were injured. But wait, there's more. Only 83 bodies could be identified. 82 were recovered, but unrecognizable, and 50 were missing altogether.
Because fire burn hot.
Exactly.
Believe it or not, it actually is. I am actually going to point out, because this is an interesting thing that I learned from Ask a Mortician. It actually takes a lot of heat to cremate a human body.
Yep.
More than you would think.
Yep.
So that should give you some idea of how, like, you can't, it's not like, I don't know how they fucking did Viking funerals, because you can't just throw them on, it's a lot of wood if you're just going to throw them on a pyre. Because it's got to get really fucking hot. And it's got to burn for a long fucking time. So, just to give you an idea of, like, what type of an impact that full reserve of gas had on
Not
everything.
to mention the fat and gases coming from the people who were already dead.
Yeah.
So all the soldiers were buried with full military honors.
Well, you know, at least there's that. Did their families get anything?
No.
Of course not. It's literally, we'll pay you in it. They literally paid the people in exposure for their deaths.
Yeah.
So, well, technically, God, are you sure this is an actual story and not a fucking metaphor for the VA? Because it's just like, yeah, well, we know that you died and it was really, really horrific, but you didn't die in battle. So technically, your family is not entitled to any benefits as a result of being family members of a dead soldier. Oh my God, I'm depressing myself right now.
I was about to say, practice some self-care, Bert.
No. Self-care and I are mortal enemies.
So the Board of Trade immediately investigated how all this happened, and
by investigated, they said, how can we make this not our fault?
Well, it actually came down to more factors than I realized, because it actually went into detail of everything that led to all of this. And I'm going to give you that list now. So the first one was breaches of regulation, and meaning there were 8 separate rule breaches by the signalmen that they were able to identify immediately.
One of them being one work 30 minutes late.
We're gonna get it. I'm just about to get into that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of you. My apologies. Continue.
Slow down.
I'm sorry. I'm very excited. This is conversations that have happened to me a lot in college.
So another is shift change irregularity. The signalmen were meant to change shifts at 6 a.m., but the workers came to an agreed upon informal arrangement.
Oh boy.
That it would instead be around 6:30. To get around this rule, the man who was working the night shift would record the train register entries from 6 a.m. after 6 a.m. on a separate piece of paper. He would give it to the signalman who was coming in, and the new guy would write it in the official register book in his own handwriting.
So he would just document it a little bit later, basically.
Yeah, he would document it a little bit later after the other guy had he was copying the other guy's notes.
Yeah, just change it a little bit so that they don't look identical.
Yeah.
Wow.
This may have been a factor in Tinsley getting distracted and not listening when he's being told what trains are on the track.
Oh yeah, because he was recording stuff.
Yep.
He was recording the last 30 minutes of his shift, basically.
Yeah. So, another...
It's almost like it's really hard to document and also listen at the same time. Lowe's? Sorry.
I don't think you are.
I'm not. Lowe's has changed the way that we document things and I'm not happy about it. There's been change and I'm not happy.
So another factor was block signaling omissions, sorry. So Kirkpatrick was notified only when the coal train was moved to the loop, but Quintinshill did not send the immediate notification of the passenger train being on the main line. So Kirkpatrick offered the troop train because they were under the impression that the line was clear.
Right, understandable.
Also, the signal that the train was out of the section was sent at 6:34 a.m., right when Tinsley would be taking over. both he and Meekin eventually claimed the other one was the one who sent the signal to Kirkpatrick that the line was clear incorrectly.
Oh, so they doing the finger pointing thing.
There's gonna be a lot of finger pointing in this.
It's the prisoner's dilemma. They were like, okay, we'll just both say that the other one did it, and we just won't.
Dude, there are conspiracy theories after this.
Yeah, like we just won't budge from that, and they can't fire us both. And they were like, excuse you?
Just fucking wait, my dude.
Oh shit.
So another factor was incomplete performance of Rule 55.
Okay, which is very different from Rule 34. Nowhere near as fun.
Under Rule 55, if any train was stopped on the main line for over 3 minutes, crew from the train were supposed to go up to the signalman to remind them that they were there and sign the train register to confirm that they had been inside the signal box to tell them. So Rule 55 is, if you've been on the track for more than 3 minutes with no sign of movement, send someone up to the box to make sure they know you're there.
Okay, yeah, that actually does make a lot of sense.
The train's fireman, George Hutchinson, was sent to the box, but all he did was sign the register without actually, telling them what he was there for.
What did they think he was there for? Just to say...
They didn't notice him!
Holy shit.
Yeah, so the last factor that played into it was unauthorized persons in signal box. Visitors often stayed longer in the signal box due to the comfort of food, a warm stove that they had in there, and, just the company of being able to talk to somebody. But it was recognized as a distraction to the worker, so the rule was that visits were limited to to only absolutely necessary and only as long as they needed to be.
See, you can't be all like, what's it called? You can't be all vague like that, because it's like, you cannot be open to interpretation in a situation like that, because fucking interpretation is gonna be like, oh, no, it's very important that I, the fireman for this train, inspect, this here bagel. Yeah, I must inspect these bagels thoroughly with my mouth.
Tinsley and Meekin chatted in the box over the newspaper, along with the guard of the down goods train hopping in, and the guard of the empty wagon train on the other loop had been chatting with them when the collision happened.
Talking about the Great War and how it's gonna end all wars.
Yep.
With no hint of irony whatsoever.
Yeah. So, another inquest was actually launched by the coroner in England, who ran the coroner report for most of the bodies. They launched this to see if neglect caused the death so they could know if manslaughter needed to be charged.
Okay.
Which it was.
You say it very much was. Spoiler alert.
Tinsley, Meekin, and George Hutchinson from the passenger train, they were all charged with manslaughter under the Cumberland Assizes, but they were also granted bail.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. The case was kind of difficult because the English coroner ordered this when the accident happened in Scotland.
Oh, we about to get into that shit.
But wait, there's even more. Tinsley was actually arrested by Scottish authorities on May 29th, 1915, and charged with culpable homicide, along with the English manslaughter charges that were brought up.
Okay. So... who's charging this guy?
Okay, after a bit of legal jargon, all three men were charged in Scotland.
Okay.
So Scotland had the priority, and they had become
Is
the
that
first...
better or worse than being charged in England?
I don't know.
Which one's got the death penalty?
I don't know.
I don't think either of them have the death penalty, actually.
Either way, they were the...
Who has the nicer cells?
Kind of. The three of them had become the first men to ever be indicted for the same crime in 2 UK countries.
Okay.
Fun fact. So, trial, re-examination, and conclusions. So, the trial started on September 24th, 1915 in the High Court of Edinburgh. Edinburgh. All three pleaded not guilty against their charges of culpable homicide and breach of duty.
Really? I would have thought they'd just stroll on up there and be like, you know what, officer? You know what, Your Honor, in the interests of pure honesty, I, as a refined English gentleman, must admit to my culpability. I slaughtered that entire train with a chainsaw.
Actually, there is some fuckery.
The Mothman helped me out.
God damn it. There is some fuckery that's gonna be happening.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like this.
So they all pleaded not guilty.
Okay.
The trial of, you know, the prosecution presenting everything, that lasted about a day and a half.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Prosecution was feeling pretty sure of themselves.
Yeah, the prosecution wrapped up before the defense submitted basically a defense argument that there was no case for George Hutchinson because he wasn't an operator of the tracks. He didn't actually run the signal box. He was just there to try and notify them of the passenger train. And he
literally was like, he is literally just like, dude, why are we charging him? He literally was just there.
And the court agreed, and Hutchinson was found not guilty by the jury on the order of the Lord Justice General.
And then the others were like, hey, George, you're still gonna, like, hang out with us, right? And, you know, give us moral support. Oh, yeah, definitely! Halfway to Scotland, halfway back to England already. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna hang out with you guys. I'm definitely gonna be by your side. You got a friend in me, pal.
Okay. Okay. So the defense didn't pull any witnesses for Meekin and Tinsley, but instead they argued it was not criminally negligent. It was instead a momentary loss of memory.
I beg your being forgetful is a defense now? Whoopsie daisy! Ain't I a stinker?
Exactly, that was their argument. It wasn't malicious, it was just a whoopsie daisy.
I mean, technically they're not wrong.
Yeah, but they're not right.
No, yeah, I'm not saying that that makes it okay. I'm just saying, like, technically they're...
Okay.
Okay.
So the jury retired at 12:40 p.m. to consider the verdict.
Came back and said, what the fuck, dude?
They came back 8 minutes later.
Are you fucking serious?
I completely went...
So they actually were just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Lol.
So they found Hutchinson not guilty as directed, but Meekin and Tinsley were found guilty.
Oh, wow, what a shock.
Tinsley was forced to serve 3 years penal servitude, and Meekin was sent to 18 months imprisonment.
Feels kind of light, all things considered, but okay.
Meekin and Tinsley were released from prison on December 15th, 1916. So, Tinsley went right back to working at the Caledonian Railway as a lampman.
He's like, anyway, can I have my job back?
Yes, they basically gave him another job.
Wow.
And he eventually died in 1967. Because he stayed working there.
Because he forgot to breathe.
Probably. Okay, so, Meekin, he returned.
He's like hanging out with a giant tiger in a cage, and then at one point the tiger just like covered its face with its paw for whatever reason, and he forgot the fucking tiger was there. And then he got mauled to death by a tiger in a cage.
Probably.
And that's how he died. Because that's how it works, apparently.
Meekin returned to the railway as a goods train guard for some years before he set himself up as a coal merchant. And he set up his location right next to the site of the crash.
Okay, but I'm kind of like a little bit more hung up on the fact that he went back there as a guard. It's like, yeah, the person who got like a whole bunch of troops killed. You can trust me to protect your train. Don't you worry about that.
Well, they only trusted him with goods.
Yeah, but still, like,
yeah,
I've destroyed one train, but that's definitely not a reflection on how this will go. I'm just saying, like, if I wanted to apply to be a pilot, and before that I had like smashed a plane like into a fucking mountain, the concern is not alleviated by the fact that I would only be piloting I'd only be piloting smaller planes.
Fair.
It's like, yeah, but you know, planes cost money. You know, I say all that, but we're probably going to come across some kind of a story in the midst of, as we continue doing the DisasterCast, we'll probably come across a story where that exact fucking thing happens, where a person just, like, nosedives a goddamn plane into a mountain, and then gets a job, and then is just like, anyway, can I have my pilot job back? And they're like, yeah, sure.
Probably. So, Meekin actually worked in a Gretna munitions factory in World War II until retiring due to ill health and dying in 1953.
Okay.
In 2015, the BBC did a re-examination of the crash.
I'm sorry, what?
The BBC did a re-examination, and they went History Channel with it.
They said it was aliens?
Not aliens per se.
But I'm kind of getting close to what they were saying.
It's definitely some bullshit and fuckery.
Oh, wait. Let me try to guess. Okay.
It's not supernatural. It's just very tinfoil hat.
Okay, it was a conspiracy.
Yep.
By let's see, which government? Is it the UK or is it Germany? I'm gonna say it was okay. All right, I'm not looking at her notes. My back is turned to her notes. Okay, it was a conspiracy by the UK government to wipe out some members of their soldiers, so that way they could use the tragic death of soldiers to stoke patriotic fervor and draft more people into the hell that is trench warfare.
I mean, they probably would have went with that if their censorship approved it.
Oh, and also, the destruction of government property would have, and also the destruction of all that gas would have hastened the demand part of supply and demand. It would have encouraged citizens to go with even less during wartime, because wartime rations suck immensely. But they could have used that to shame anyone who complained about it, like, oh my god, these soldiers died and you're being all pissy over some bread. Did I get it?
No.
Oh, damn it. It's because I'm not going as if I had to like guess the most ridiculous thing ever, I probably would have hit it right on the head, because that's usually how this goes.
Okay, look. The re-examination argued the signalmen were made into scapegoats for the crash.
Okay. And
that the real fault fell on the railway company and the government who ran it during the wartime.
Okay. Sounds about right. So far, I'm behind this.
It posited a conspiracy theory that the men took the blame on the behalf of the railway because its evidence is they were immediately hired after they got out of prison.
I'm actually still on board with this idea. Okay, keep going. So I'm at half-mast on this conspiracy theory.
So they argued that the company probably knew of the tardiness common for the signalmen because their supervisor would have had to have known about it.
Okay.
And that the railway was overworked because of the war, but that the railway's same desire to run it.
But you always want those wartime contracts.
You always want the wartime contracts, and you also, they wanted to run it like it was peacetime so they can make sure they got their profit.
Right.
Follow the money, man. Follow the money. Another argument was that Tinsley may have suffered from some form of epilepsy that may have affected his short-term memory.
Okay, that's yeah, okay, alright.
There's no medical basis for this, it was just a guess.
Yeah, okay. So I was about to say, so there evidence for that?
Oh, there isn't any.
Or maybe he was just really overworked and, you know, he was fucking tired.
Well, Meekin was the one who was there 12 hours. Tinsley just showed the fuck up.
I mean, I forget shit all the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah. They seem to not mention the multiple breaches of regulation by the signalmen, and they didn't have an in-depth knowledge of how train operation goes exactly. I mean, I don't either, but I never claimed that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the BBC's take on it.
I mean, it's not the craziest conspiracy theory I've ever heard, and honestly, a lot of it's pretty plausible. Like, yeah, I mean, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, let's just let these guys take the fall so they don't dig any deeper, because no one will start questioning, wait, how did y'all not know that there was some fuckery going on around here?
Yeah. So, a memorial was set up in Rosebank Cemetery almost immediately after the disaster. A plaque was also put up at
also, these motherfuckers get a memorial and a plaque, but Tubby doesn't? I see how it is.
Oh, we're actually getting a lot of them. They also put up a plaque in L'Arbert railway station where the soldiers originally departed from.
Okay.
The Western Front Association erected a memorial in 1995, a half-mile south of the scene of the accident. Another memorial was put at Black Sky Bridge west of the scene in September 2010. Yet another memorial was made in Glasgow in 2011 for the unidentified children's remains from the disaster.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, 2 of the people who died in passenger trains were children.
Oh, goody.
At least we think it's children. It may have also been just soldiers' bodies that were so burned and dehydrated with their fluid taken away that they had shrunk up. Because that does happen.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I learned something today.
Yeah. So another memorial was made specifically for Lieutenant Commander C.H.E. Head, who died... Yes, there you go. Who died in the accident.
Awesome
And this memorial was in St. Anne's Church in Hampshire. And a new housing area in Leith was given the street names Quintinshill Place and Gretna Place in memory of the disaster. That is 7 monuments and memorials and shit.
And Tubby didn't get a damn
Tubby did not get a fucking thing.
Tubby was just done wrong by the whole world, when you think about it.
Yep. So, that's the Quintinshill rail disaster. What did we learn today, kids?
12-hour shifts are awful, and capitalism encourages a system whereupon we overwork people, and then whenever things inevitably go wrong because they're overworked and of course shit's gonna go wrong, then we dare to force them to take the fall for our own fuck-ups.
I was asking what we learned, not what we already knew.
Don't ride wooden train cars.
Yeah, Izzy got it right. Don't ride wooden train cars. Alright.
Jet fuel can't melt steel beams, but gasoline sure as fucking set wood on fire.
Yep. Alright. Last story. Eastern Airlines Flight 401.
This is the one with the ghosts, right?
We'll get to the ghosts eventually.
Yeah, but like...
We'll get to the ghosts eventually.
But it is the one with the ghosts.
It involves ghosts.
Okay, cool. I'm down for this.
So the aircraft and crew. Eastern Airlines Flight 401 was a Lockheed 111011-1 TriStar that was brought to the airline August 18th, 1972, and was the 10th TriStar for the carrier.
Is that a good type of plane?
I don't know. I haven't heard much about Lockheed's.
Okay. It's a plane. Got it.
It is a plane. The crew was under the command of Captain Robert Albin, aka Bob Loft, age 55, who was a veteran pilot who was ranked 50th seniority at Eastern Airlines and had logged over 280 hours in the L-1011 type plane.
Okay, so he's been on. So he's had some time on this plane.
Yeah, he's had some time.
Okay, so you know, probably knows a little bit. But the problem is, like, that's a situation of either he knows what he's doing or like he knows a little too well what he's doing. You know, the type of person who's like really comfortable with an equipment to the point where they'll do shit that you are not supposed to do with that equipment.
Yep.
Is that what we're gonna deal with here?
A little bit.
Oh, okay.
Under him included First Officer Bert Stockstill and Flight Engineer Don Repo, as well as
the genetic opera.
The genetic opera. As well as an off-duty company technical officer, Angelo Donadio, who was accompanying the flight crew as a non-revenue passenger. Basically, they let him into, like, the cockpit because...
Cock. That's gonna happen a lot.
Because he was a technical officer, even though he wasn't assigned to the plane, and he was just chatting up with his buddies and talking to them and helping them out.
It was the equivalent of whenever a kid gets invited up to the cockpit, and he gets like little pilot wings and shit like that.
Kinda, except he actually knew what he was doing.
How dare you? Children are our future. Are you presuming that little Timmy who downs like 5 liters of Kool-Aid every single day isn't out there curing cancer right now?
I was a stupid shit. I know kids are stupid.
I was like, I was a kid. I know how stupid we were.
Yeah. Okay, so the crash itself. So, Flight 401 left out of JFK Airport on December 29th, 1972 at 9:20 p.m. with 163 passengers and 13 crew members on board.
I feel like, as a little side note, can I just say that I felt this way for a while, but I've never gotten an opportunity to express it. I feel like naming an airport JFK Airport is just asking for bad omens, you know?
Well, I mean, they're right near the Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah, like, I just feel like this is just if I was a person to believe in omens and superstition and shit, I'd be like, kind of feels like we're tempting fate by naming an airport JFK. It's like the only way it could be worse is if we decided to name it, you know, North Tower.
Jesus.
I'm just saying.
The flight was routine until 11:32 p.m. when the plane was approaching Miami International Airport for touchdown. So
touchdown, Cowboys. Anyway.
After lowering the landing gear, Stockstill noticed the landing gear indicator was not lit up to signal the nose gear was properly locked in the down position.
Okay.
It was later discovered that the bulb had just burnt out.
Oh. Well, okay.
This burnt out bulb is going to cause a lot of issues.
Wow. Always change your light bulbs, everybody. Keep spare light bulbs. That's going to be the moral of our story today.
Yeah, so the pilots cycled the landing gear, basically turn it off and then on again.
Mm-hmm.
But they still didn't get the confirmation light because, again, the bulb was burnt out. So Captain Loft was working the radio and told the tower they would discontinue their approach and instead go into a holding pattern.
Until they could get somebody with a good pair of binoculars to, like, come out onto the tower and look and see if the landing gear is down.
Actually, it's stupider than that.
Oh.
So they were going to be circling
like,
how they tried to take care of the issue. Yeah, that would have been better. The tower approved them to climb to 2,000 feet and then hold west over the Everglades. Now, audience, if you don't know what the Everglades are,
it's the place where bodies go to be eaten by crocodiles. I'm not even joking.
That's swamp country.
Yeah, swamp country.
That's what the Everglades are.
There are gators and crocodiles.
There are so many gators, and we're actually going to get into some people who, like, do shit in the Everglades.
I just want to also point out that alligators are the ones who will see you later, and crocodiles are the ones who will see you in a while.
I hate you. The cockpit crew actually removed the light assembly, while Repo was dispatched to the bay beneath the flight deck to confirm if the landing gear was down by looking through a small porthole.
Okay, I really would have preferred the guy with the binoculars.
Yeah, we all would have. 50 seconds after they got to 2,000 feet, Loft instructed Stockstill to put the plane on autopilot.
Oh.
Leading to the plane remaining completely level at 2,000 feet for 80 seconds.
Okay.
The plane then dropped 100 feet.
Why did it do that?
Likely because someone knocked with the column on the steering wheel.
Oh boy.
We're actually going to get into that later. So, plane dropped 100 feet. It flew level for another 2 minutes at 19,000. But this, so then the plane actually began a descent so gradual that the crew couldn't tell it was happening.
Oh no.
In the next...
Autopilot worked a little too well.
Oh, just you wait. Just you wait.
Okay, I'm waiting.
In the next 70 seconds, the plane lost only 250 feet, but this triggered an altitude warning chime underneath the engineer's workstation.
Okay.
Repo, the engineer,
in the
who was sent below, he was the one sent below, and the pilots were not recorded on the CVR, the cockpit voice recorder, to have ever heard the chime that they had dropped in altitude that much.
So, like, only one person has any inclination that something's up.
No one has any inclination.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, because the guy's not at his station.
He's not at his station.
Oh, fuck me sideways.
So after another 50...
Yeah, hold that thought.
Yeah, hold that thought. After another 50 seconds, the plane was down to 1,000 feet. Half its assigned altitude.
Yeah, that's really not good.
That's really, really not good. Stockstill had started another turn onto 180 degrees, when he noticed the difference.
It's like, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Those trees are a lot closer.
Yeah, that swamp is a lot bigger than it was earlier.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. Okay, so before you do that,
okay,
I want to do a dramatic reading of the last recorded conversation on the CVR.
Okay.
Stock still. We did something to the altitude. Loft. What? Stock still. We're still at 2,000 feet, right? Loft. Hey, what's happening here? And that's the last thing I ever heard on CVR.
Oh no.
Yeah. Do you want to keep going into the last fight or not?
Let's get this cutscene out of the way, and then we can continue. This is gonna be bad, isn't it?
Not as bad as you would think. Jesus Christ!
Thought the suspense was gonna kill me. How will he make his entrance? Is he emo or grunge? What's his fighting style?
That's how you know this is dated.
This is broadcast face. Okay, that's actually a pretty good line.
Ironic question coming from an assassin.
Good point.
It's like, okay, this the villains are making way too much sense.
Kung fu movie, spy flick, or western? Shakespeare, for God's sake!
If you wanted revenge, you should have come for me.
Not only did you murder my father, but my two brothers as well.
That's what you get for having family.
Makes sense, Travis. It's called poetic justice.
I forgot that was how we started off the game.
Ever compare Bishop with your shithead family?
I barely spoke to Bishop in the first game, by the way.
Yeah.
You will lose them eventually. See for yourself.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Oh well. You think they're actually? Oh, no, they're not actually.
No.
Dead. They are not actually dead. This is fake.
Fake news.
Fake news. False flag operation.
Life losing all meaning. You've got nothing left except this fight. Now I know you'll put all you have into this.
You're gonna fucking pay.
Yeah, very nice craftsmanship. Excellent paper mache.
A fight to the death. Get angry. So angry you start convulsing. Now, draw your katana.
It's already been out.
Every moment, every second.
Yeah, my dick's been out the whole time.
You savor your death as well.
Enough!
Let the final battle begin. This is the beginning of the end.
Okay. So less than 10 seconds after that conversation, the jetliner crashed into the ground at 227 miles an hour.
I need to adjust this volume a little bit. This fight is very loud. Okay, so slammed into the thing.
Slammed into the swamp with the left.
What? Shrek showed up. What are you doing in my swamp?
Why didn't we include that with the Scottish soldiers?
Because there was no swamp.
So it hit the ground with the left wingtip hitting the surface, followed by the left engine, and then the left landing gear. So it hit left side first. The main fuselage hit the ground and moved through the grass and water, basically breaking apart as it was going.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Rescue and aftermath. Okay, so we meet our...
Oh shit, you're way too excited about this.
We meet our hero, Robert Bud Marquis.
Okay.
Who unfortunately passed in 2008. That was so sad. He was an airboat pilot out frog gigging.
What the fuck is that?
It's where you go frog hunting in the swamps at night.
Okay.
He was out frog hunting with his buddy.
Okay.
When they witnessed the crash, and they immediately rushed their airboat over to help any survivors.
Well, that was good of them.
Marquis got burns on his face, arms, and legs as a result of the spilled jet fuel, but he kept shuttling people in and out of the crash site through the night and into the next day.
Wow.
That's why I call him our hero.
That definitely is a hero, yeah.
And I was like, did we pause the game?
No, he's just
taking a sweet ass time.
Yeah.
So he actually received the Humanitarian Award from the National Air Disaster Alliance, as well as the a Lumitech Airboat Hero Award from the American Airboat Search and Rescue Association.
Was he even a search and rescue person? Or
No, he was
just a dude.
He was just a dude out there hunting for frogs at night, and he happened to see it.
Wow.
And he went to go help.
That's amazing. It is one of the upsides to these disaster casts. As much as we do learn about the horror of some people, we also see like some really incredible people.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he liked frogs. I think he liked the money he made from selling the frogs to restaurants.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because, again, this is the Everglades. Not only is that Florida, that's Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And they like them frog legs.
They do. It's true. It's very true.
So, in all, 75 people survived the crash. 67 of them were passengers, and 8 of the 10 flight attendants survived. The flight attendants actually were commended for their work because they were advising people not to light matches to sea due to fuel in the swamp water. And because this had happened right after Christmas, they were singing Christmas carols to both keep up the hope of the passengers and also to draw attention to them for the rescue teams.
Wow. That's just like amazing how people just did what they could to keep everyone. Why is he not losing any health? I am wailing on this motherfucker.
I don't know. Be better.
Oh fuck. Lost track of him.
So, of the flight crew, Stockstill, he died on impact. Loft died in the wreckage before he could be saved and taken to the hospital.
Okay.
Repo was saved from the initial crash, but he did succumb to his injuries later in the hospital.
Understandable.
And Donadio, who was with Repo in the electronics bay at the time of impact, was the only one who survived.
Good lord.
Yeah. Why is he not losing health?
I don't know!
Chat, why he no lose health?
Yeah, like, why the fuck is this guy not losing any health?
What happened?
Maybe I need to, like, do the wrestling thing.
Oh.
Because he, like, gets the little stars. Maybe I need to wrestle him.
Because he got some frog legs boosts.
Makes sense.
What happened to the wrestling thing?
I was trying the wrestling thing and it's not doing anything, so...
Oh. Okay, so... Alright. Most of those who died were actually in the midsection of the plane. The Everglades swamps took a lot of the energy from the crash, so it lessened the impact a bit, mainly due to the mud and the muck.
Mm-hmm.
And the mud may have blocked wounds to prevent people from bleeding to death.
Huh.
But a number of survivors also got gangrene and infections from the swamp.
Okay, yeah.
And that caused doctors to use hyperbaric chambers to treat the infections.
That's the shit that they give you to keep you from getting the bends.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
I do not know why he's not losing any health. I was like whittling his health down pretty easily earlier.
Do you need to like jump on it and try to...
I don't know. That's the thing, like...
So all the survivors had been injured, unfortunately. 14 of them with various degrees of burns. 56 had serious injuries, and 17 suffered from minor injuries. So everyone who survived was injured, but still. Hold on.
But it could have been considering all things considered, some of the shit we've heard, this is probably one of the least deadly plane crashes we've ever talked about.
Yeah. Hold on a second, let me look this shit up.
What happened?
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like, why is he not losing any fucking health? Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, wait till he's fired off his bat lasers, then run to the middle of the room. If you're properly positioned, you'll be facing him and in his direct driving path. Wait until he's about to slam into you, then swing your katana.
Oh, okay.
If you time it correctly, you'll do the strength battle thing with him.
Okay.
Don't try to win it, though.
Well, I tried to hit him.
Well, do better.
I'm trying.
What happened? Here I go.
There you go. Don't try to win.
Okay. Oh, he's gotta, okay, so he's gotta like, okay, so I basically had to like, script him into the next part of the fight.
Yep.
Okay.
No, I don't know how you were supposed to know that.
I don't either. Yeah, see, wow, what a shock, they're not dead.
We knew it.
Deceived so easily. They're just replicas. Serious? Jeez. Well, aren't I a gullible idiot?
I mean, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
Actually.
They are actually pretty well done.
These home? After you kill him, why not?
Are you gonna take the girl's head home?
He is totally what he's gonna do. He's totally gonna take one of the girls' heads home.
Okay, so obviously an investigation was launched into this. The National Transportation Safety Board, our old friends that we've talked to many times, they investigated the crash and found the autopilot had actually been inadvertently switched from altitude hold to control wheel steering mode.
Huh. So that was the thing they did to the altitude.
Yeah, so this happened because the modes can switch on and off when someone puts pressure on the control column, i.e. the steering wheel, leading the autopilot to maintain the altitude set by each movement until the column is moved again. So every time you move the steering wheel, the autopilot's gonna maintain the angle and speed that you have set it at.
Yeah, like how whenever you set a speed for cruise control, it's gonna maintain that speed no matter what.
Yeah, except with this one, it's directions.
Okay.
So, it's believed the switch happened when the captain accidentally leaned against the column while turning to speak to the engineer, who was sitting behind and to the right of him.
Oh my god, like something as basic as that.
Yeah. This would cause the plane to enter a slow descent from the placement and pressure on the column, moving it into a position that was maintained by the control wheel steering system.
Wow.
Suck it, nerd.
Oh, we doing this. Oh, we doing this.
Mysterio!
Kind of, yeah.
You gotta be shitting me.
Second phase.
Okay. So, apparently the force required to switch from autopilot to control wheel steering mode was not able to indicate to the other first officer at the other steering column that the mode had changed. Because you know how in cockpits they have two steering wheels.
Yeah.
One for the captain, one for the first officer. First officer didn't know that the change happened with the captain's wheel. Because there's no indication.
Oh, that seems like not a good idea.
Yep. Yeah, so he didn't know the captain was no longer in just straight up autopilot mode. The NTSB also noted that the chime that should have alerted the crew to the descent, like, hey, they should have been able to hear that, but they concluded the crew was too distracted with the gear that they were trying to repair to notice it.
Because of that fucking burnt out light bulb.
Because of that burnt out light bulb. Also, because it was late at night and the Everglades, you know, they don't have city lights on them.
They don't? What?
It was impossible to visually tell from the cockpit that the plane was descending. Because, you know, it's dark.
Yeah? Oh, shit. Okay, well, he can do that. Good to know.
Oh, it's like the last fight in Def Jam.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fight to the death!
Okay. So, the NTSB ultimately concluded that the crash was the cause of pilot error due to the crew's preoccupation with the gear system, distracting them from the visuals and the auditory cues that should have told them something was not okay.
Feels less pilot error and more light bulb error.
Distraction nonetheless.
Yeah. Either way.
How you doing, bird?
Not so great. Nerd's kind of kicking my ass, I'm gonna be honest with you. Stop fucking teleporting, you little shit! Oh, fuck.
Your back is broken and you are dead, good sir.
I mean, this guy should have been dead a while ago, so, you know.
Yeah. Okay. We got the ghosts.
Ghost time! Yay!
So, for years following the crash, rumors within Eastern Airlines reported sightings of dead crew members sitting on board other L-1011s, including Captain Loft and Second Officer Repo.
Okay.
These rumors were started after it was speculated that the aircraft was salvaged and some parts were used and refitted onto other L-1011s.
Which would make sense, you know, if they went that route, because, you know, capitalism.
Yeah, the hauntings were reported to only occur on planes that had used the spare parts of the cursed airliner.
Dun dun dun!
Yeah. It got so bad that Eastern management had to warn employees that they would be dismissed if they were caught spreading ghost stories. It's like the start of the second Blair Witch movie of that sheriff yelling into the...
There ain't no goddamn witch!
Yeah. Okay, so while Eastern Airlines publicly denied that their planes were haunted, they had to go out and issue a press release. They did remove all salvage parts from their L-1011 fleet.
So they had to, like, so it's like the vaccine thing. You know, where with vaccines they have taken all the trace amounts of mercury out of vaccines, even though they did not have to. It did not affect anything, but they just did it to make everybody shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So, however, an original floorboard from Flight 401 remains at the archives at History Miami in South Florida, and you can see pieces of the plane in Ed and Lorraine Warren's Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut.
Oh my god.
Along with the Annabelle doll.
Fuck that doll.
Fuck
not actually. Don't do that.
Ed and Lorraine Warren got pieces of the plane.
Remind me, who are Ed and Lorraine Warren?
Seriously?
Yeah.
You ever see The Conjuring?
Yeah, well, I mean, I know what The Conjuring is. I know about the Annabelle doll. I know about that.
They were, like, the most famous and prolific ghost hunters. They worked with...
Quote-unquote.
Quote-unquote ghost hunters, because, Ed was the scientific Catholic mind, and Lorraine had visions, and she could see and talk to ghosts and spirits.
Oh yeah, the Amityville. Okay,
Yeah, they worked at Amityville.
I was like, what is that?
They did The Conjuring. They did Conjuring 2. Did the Annabelle doll. They did a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And I like the actors who play them. Actors who play them are really good.
Yeah. Yeah, the actors who play these con people who preyed on these poor, sad, scared folks, yeah.
Yeah.
At least the actors were good.
Yeah. Yeah, Lorraine could sweet talk cops into showing her pictures of murder scenes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were pretty much monsters. Oh, I know, they'll be like, oh, I give the families closure. No, you don't. You lie to them.
I kind of see it as like the con. I see them as con men who eventually bought into their own shit.
Yeah. That's usually what happens with con people, though. They do eventually buy into their own shit.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't believe me, look at all the fake martial art people, you know, who say they have these incredible powers from martial arts. They buy into their own bullshit until the moment they step into the ring with an actual goddamn MMA fighter and they get the shit kicked out of them. Fuck! I was trying to... The guy got really caught up in his little combo and I was like, no, no, Travis, dodge, dodge, dodge!
So, there was also a book released in 1976, 4 years after this disaster.
4 more years.
Called The Ghost of Flight 401. That fanned the flames of the ghost rumors. And it was also made into a TV movie.
Goody.
Yeah. The widow and children of Captain Loft actually sued the author, John G. Fuller, for invasion of privacy, infringing on Loft's right of publicity, and for inflicting emotional distress. But the lawsuit was dismissed.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
I'm gonna die.
On my final note, the crash was referenced in Season 1, Episode 4 of Supernatural, and it was also made into another TV movie based on another book called Crash.
Okay.
People were milking the shit out of this, basically.
I think I've heard of that movie, Crash.
It's not the one that won the Oscar.
Oh, okay. Fuck!
So yeah, that's what I got today.
That was a lot of really good stories, Caleb.
It was a lot of research.
You can tell. You put a lot of work into the research, which I appreciate. I always appreciate how in-depth you are.
I try to be.
Fuck! Got him! Boom!
If it makes you feel better, this was his strongest form.
Yeah, that was his final form.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, well, his strongest form. Great.
And that's a wrap.
Some big fucking help you were.
Now that's hideous.
Oh my fucking god. Alright, Elmer Fudd.
Well, we almost got him. The rest is on you.
What do you mean the rest? I've been doing everything from here? Okay.
Wait a second. You're already here. You might as well keep fighting.
It's not happening, brother. I can't be associated with that travesty. I mean, I've got standards, for fuck's sake.
Oh, come on.
Yourself. Now, I'm gonna get my revenge once and for all. Come on, Prez. Unleash your hate, your anger, everything. I'll take it all and fucking kill you with it.
Or I won't. It's very possible that I will not, because, you know.
Because you know.
Because I'm half dead. Well more than half dead. There we go. Okay.
Yay!
Okay, well that's not working, so we're gonna have to figure out something else.
You'll learn how to dodge.
I'm trying to dodge, but he gets so caught up in his combos.
I mean, you're pretty much doing what you need to do.
He always jumps up the second that I'm like, no, actually stay down.
having fun, bird? You sound like you're having fun.
Having a great time. But yeah, no, the people who like if you ever want to see people who just believe their own bullshit, look at fake psychics, fake martial artists, people like that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, one of my favorite YouTubers, Super Eye Patch Wolf, has a fantastic video on both fake psychics and he has a video on fake martial artists. I love his video on fake martial artists.
If you have access to see Penn and Teller bullshit, they do an episode on psychics.
They also have an episode on martial arts.
Yep.
What the fuck?
You can do it, Bird. I believe in you.
I'm gonna try. Get up. Okay. Oh, psychics getting destroyed in public is like my favorite form of Schadenfreude.
I thought DSP was.
No, we don't talk about, we don't name people.
Sorry.
We do not name other Twitch streamers.
I didn't say anything.
We're talking about damage per second.
Yeah, damage per second.
Yeah, watching damage per second meters on Final Fantasy. That's what we were talking about.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, it's some great Schadenfreude. I love the ones where they're like, how did this person die? And they're like, oh, this is how they died. And they're like, okay, well, that person is me. Like, that child is me. So
Yeah.
I'm literally just making a punching bag out of this. This is really fucking weird. Anyway, it's over. That's what matters. Is that the final form?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, Elmer Fudd, I'm fucking done, alright? I'm done.
Yeah. Me trying to be cool.
How the fuck did I do that?
I don't. How did a person turn into a giant Macy's Day Parade float?
Jasper Bat Jr. dead.
Yay!
I'm number one. I'm number one. Everybody, Bird's number one. Bird's number one. Say it.
Bird's number one. Bird's number one.
Oh, I'm doing the Trinity Fall. Bullshit!
Yeah, no, he is scraping that ground and dying.
Sylvia, now that's paradise.
Oh yeah, Izzy, I love that one. That's like one of my favorite. Well, I don't know if this is copyrighted music.
Okay.
I don't know if that's copyrighted, so we're just gonna mute that just in case. So yeah, have you ever seen psychics getting owned in public?
I've seen clips of it. I think the worst one I saw, it wasn't necessarily a psychic getting owned in public, it was just them getting things extremely wrong, was, you remember the case in Ohio where those 3 girls were, like, held captive for, like,
Yes!
12 years?
Oh yeah, and that one fucking ghoulish individual of a human being tells that one girl's mom that she's dead.
No. He was at the memorial hugging her mom, praying they get found.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, her mother was, going around trying to make her missing persons case like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty white girl, so,
Yeah.
And a psychic told her, I'm sorry, your daughter is dead.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were talking about
and then this woman fucking dies.
Yep.
Believing that her daughter is dead.
Yep.
And then her daughter is found like a year after she dies. Not even that, if that.
I think it's
very pretty, comparatively speaking, for the amount of time that she was kept prisoner, she was found in a much shorter amount of time after her mother died than for the duration. She was captive. The duration of the time she was captive after her mother died was way, way shorter than how long.
It's like
she
me
was
trying to
captive
explain the train layout.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yep.
Fuck that woman.
Seriously.
Like, that is I think Sylvia something was her name. I think she's dead now. Which I hope she's burning in hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that private investigator for the McCanns. Oh, God.
Which one was the McCanns? Is that the ones that their daughter disappeared on holiday or some shit? Or
Madeline McCann disappeared whenever they were on holiday and, like...
Didn't her parents kill her?
No.
You were, like, very certain about that. No.
No, her parents were just completely horrible fucks with their friends who...
Yeah, but didn't she, like, wash Madeline McCann's blanket, like, literally right before they were like, hey, we can get some DNA testing off of that to help find her? And she just immediately turned around and fucking washed it?
I think so. I genuinely don't think that they killed her. I think that, honestly, they're just complete fucking idiot assholes because they were with their friends and their friends' kids, and they had the system of, they were at a bar, like, a block and a half away from the apartment complex. Couldn't see the kids. Couldn't see anything. They left the doors unlocked, and every 10 minutes someone was supposed to come by and check on their children only, not the other children, only their children. And then go back to the bar to keep partying.
Every 10 minutes, by the time one person gets back, another person's gotta go.
Pretty much.
This makes no fucking sense. You might as well just keep someone there.
Well, the resort they were staying at had a nighttime babysitting service.
Oh, wow. That
they did not use.
Fucking hell. Oh, because
it only went for, like, until a certain time at night, and they wanted to stay out later.
Oh my fucking god.
And that whole 10-minute switcheroo thing of someone going and checking, you think they fucking kept to that while they were drinking
shit,
and...
No. Shit. No.
Yeah,
shit,
no, that did not happen.
We're gonna end up having, at some point, DisasterCast is gonna turn into the Unsolved Mysteries cast. It's the one thing that Kayla likes more than engineering disasters.
I love true crime!
Finn!
Yeah, it was rumored that they use, like, cough syrup or Xanax to get their kids to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, okay, after credit scene.
I was about to say, did you...
Marvel bumper.
Nick Fury, where are you?
Finally. Here she is. Sylvia. I was looking for you.
My eyes. Can I open my eyes?
What?
Yeah. It's real. Let's go home. Santa Destroy needs us.
What the fuck is happening?
I gotta sign up for that sequel, bro.
My no more hero.
What the fuck?
I mean, if you're gonna have a third game, you gotta set up a plot for it.
I guess, yeah. We did it!
Yay! You did it, Bird.
Marvelous.
Thank you, game. I think we did pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah. Song.
Oh, Thank you. I think that's just the intro again.
Izzy, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was one of the first documentaries I ever saw. The woman who wasn't there. Oh my god, Tanya Head. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, I listened to the True Crime Obsessed podcast about it.
Yes.
Oh, is this just starting all over again? I think it's just starting all over.
Yeah, it's just starting all over again.
Oh, well.
Just hit the start button.
Yeah, we'll just close that out. Well,
Okay.
I had a really good time today. I don't know about y'all, but I had a fantastic time.
I mean, I had fun.
Did y'all have fun? Did you enjoy the stories and all the shit? I mean, if not, then I don't know what to do for you. But I had fun.
Yeah.
How fucking hungry you would be surprised, actually.
Pathological lying.
Pathological lying is like, it genuinely is a drug.
Yeah. I mean, it's about as bad as Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah.
What's our message?
Okay, yeah, we need a raid message.
Chad, do you have any suggestions for a raid message?
We could do tits out for Tubby, but I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
We could do object permanence is a lie.
Glasgow Ghosts and Gaps.
Glasgow Ghosts and Gaps. That's our raid message. Glasgow Ghosts and Gaps. Give y'all time to type that out. We are raiding Minx. She is doing a oh wait, Don't Ride the Wood is pretty good though.
Don't ride the wood. Don't ride the wood. Don't ride the wood.
You want to go with Don't Ride the Wood?
It's a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay, so Don't Ride the Wood. That is our raid message. We're gonna raid Minx. Thank you all so much for coming out. Really do appreciate it. Tomorrow, me and Minx are gonna be doing something together. Next week, please do not forget, next Sunday, we are starting 1 hour later due to a previous commitment that I have. So
it's all Bird's fault.
It is all my fault, but DisasterCast will be next week. I don't know what we'll do.
I don't know.
Thank you, T.Y. I'm glad you appreciate the podcast. I'm glad you enjoyed it. All right, so next Sunday, more madness. Tomorrow, some stuff with me and Minx. Thank you all so much for coming out. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.